And Step is back.
We're live for like 4 seconds. That was all caught on thing.
Sick.
Incredible. Truly incredible. We all die now.
Yeah, rocks fall, everybody dies. Last week, you all took care of loose ends as it pertains to Mr. Cole. Mr. Cole himself did get away, but his underlings were thoroughly wiped out deep in the heart of a prison. As you made your way out onto the surface, a very heated conversation was had between Yotev and his son. But that conversation seemed to have led to a spot where, at the very least, Yotev, you have a little bit more of an understanding as to why Vincent is a little upset with you at the moment. As you went out into the city, tired and exhausted of your resources, some of you took some time to do some shopping. Others set up a tent to perform some of your daily tasks. And the rest of you decided, you know what? I'm exhausted, I'm beat, I'm going back to the tavern. And as you one by one filed in at the end of the day, you all took yourselves a long rest, and you woke up having made it to 7th level. As you wake up one by one this morning, you hear there are people in the city already awake and moving. You hear the sound of carts from outside your windows. A number of you have some items waiting for you sometime today. But as you awake, who do you think is the first up?
I'd probably be one of the first because I'm just sitting there.
Sorry, I'm just recharging my Ring of Puzzlers wit.
Oh crap!
Where did we sleep?
I did not update my funds on D&D Beyond, and now I am at 0.
Ooh. Do you remember what you were at?
Well, I think I gave the platinum to.
You shared it.
So I should have 200 gold, 100 gold, 30 gold. What was the split on that? Because that's all I got left.
We all got 20 platinum and 30 gold. Right?
Yep, then that's all I got left.
30 gold.
All right.
I probably would be along the same lines as Killian, because I would have gotten up to like work out and have like a morning routine, get the bag ready with the sparkling, and then the bag will also. So coming in last night, I would have been somewhat distracted. Until I found this particular object, and then I've slept close with it, and now it's going to be on the side of my bag going out.
Okay.
To make sure Calcifer has enough wood to keep it happy.
Oh fuck! Forgot
He,
I had a fire elemental.
Yeah.
He's sort of chilling in this basin in the middle of the sort of entryway that you guys are in. He attempted to say hi to folks as they came in. Some were a little bit less eager to talk, but as you get up early this morning, Killian, you bring in some pieces of wood. You just like found a bench outside in a public park and ripped it out of the ground and broke it up into pieces to feed to him. As the wood burns away and all that's left is a little plaque saying who it was donated by is left, Calcifer is it sort of burning there for a moment and goes, how'd it go?
It went good.
Oh, good.
How are you?
You know, it's been weird. I've just sort of been sitting here, bored, waiting for anyone or anything to happen, and it just sort of kept not happening. But you know, it's better now, I guess.
Happens almost every night when everyone else is asleep and I am sitting there. But there are nights where it is not boring, and kind of wish that it was a boring night after it. Enjoy the boring nights too.
You said you wish it was a boring night. What, after last night? After yesterday?
After some nights. Some nights it's too exciting and not everyone gets to sleep. And that is not good.
Sure. I guess I just haven't experienced anything exciting ever in my life, so I'm just sort of waiting for that to happen, and maybe when that happens, I'll be like, ooh, too much excitement or something.
It will happen with this group. You will experience it. Just be patient.
Cool.
We could try and snuff him out.
No.
I'm sorry.
Why?
He wanted something exciting.
No, that's murder.
No. Well, I'm not saying I wasn't saying we do it. Just we try to do it to give him something exciting to experience.
You know what else we could do? We could toss you in the fire because you would burn.
Holy shit!
Are you up? Yeah. What a truly revolutionary experience that you can sneak up on somebody whose mind can telepathically communicate with literally anyone in this building.
She's so small.
It's very true. It's fucking terrifying sometimes.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Sure.
For reminder's sake, how big is Calcifer's little plane?
He's
normal Calcifer size, like in the show, or is he bigger?
He would be about that size. He's effectively like the size of a small cat.
Yeah. Is it the same Calcifer mechanics as normal Calcifer? Of like, he can choose if he's going to burn somebody. Like, if I try to pick him up, does it burn me automatically because he's fire? Or is
He
it like Aiden, where he doesn't have to burn you?
He works like a fire elemental would, and so is actually giving off heat at all times, and doesn't have like the luxury of turning it off necessarily.
Okay.
I have a clarifying question. Is he
You
like
might put him in-
is he like a good fire elemental? Or is he like the Lassie of fire elementals? Or like the Marley and me of fire elementals? Like his teeth are gonna be falling out soon and he's kinda useless to us, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I thought I understood with the Lassie reference, and now I'm very lost with the Marley and
Well,
me one.
like Marley and me, like they just kept him around. They kept him around too much. Maybe if you're like a dog lover, this probably isn't gonna like hit well. But like the Marley and me is like his teeth are falling out, and then people were like, "Oh, we love you so much," and they just like kept it around. It didn't like. It just took a long time to die. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of useless.
Right. I'm just confused, I guess, on the reference between it and Marley and me. He is effectively a fire elemental. He will not age.
Oh, okay.
Like, if that's your question.
Just
as
like a
long
weak
as he
one
isn't.
versus like a fully fledged fire elemental.
He's a baby.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
He he will continue to exist until something kills him.
Noted.
He's that kind of immortal where it's like a vampire. Lives forever unless killed.
Okay, good. Excellent.
To Kenji flooding the tent
Uh-huh.
in a sorcerer's apprentice kind of way.
I would never.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, Killian,
Yes.
just because we haven't touched base on it, how's the super scary book that almost killed you?
It's been locked up. I haven't looked at it.
Okay.
Figured I had a lot of my questions answered at that house.
Is Jeff nearby? Was a question to Killian.
I don't know.
Fuck Jeff.
What? Good morning, Varnex.
I'm having coffee.
Yep.
At this point, for those of you that are awake, the I guess in reality you wouldn't have heard anything on the outside, considering it requires you're not on that plane at the moment. But are you all hanging out in the tent? Are you heading your way out downstairs? What's the play?
I'm gonna
breakfast in the tent because I can have whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna head out and pick up my cloak of protection.
Sure.
And you said we could retcon the plate armor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna.
Would you
Present-
rather have sold it instead?
I was gonna present the idea to the party to sell it because it is an expensive piece of it.
I mean, whatever you want, really, if it
Yep.
benefits you.
It's your loot. You're not gonna use the plate?
No, and actually, I'm gonna take off my chainmail armor and just
You're gonna raw dog
drop
it.
it next to the plate and just say, if we want to sell this too, we can sell it.
You're gonna what? Are you? Wait,
It,
what?
it feels kind of limiting.
Interesting.
I
think
prefer
I'm
to
seeing-
not
Have you-
have it.
Sorry, you go.
So yeah, the chainmail and the plate would be available to sale if anybody wants to do that.
Are you fine not wearing armor?
Yes, the armor felt restrictive.
Huh. Is this a new development?
Just trust me.
Okay.
To the sparkling, can
Mhm.
I ask it to look through any other of Killian's timelines to see if anything else has potentially changed with them as well?
I can try. What exactly am I looking for?
Just, I mean, you knew what the Killian was that, like, I was with.
Mhm.
So, like, if anything about him has changed, or if you were, while you were looking for me, if you noticed what those other ones were like, if anything about them seems to have changed. It doesn't have to be, like, a quick thing if you're just casually looking around and figure something out. Just an
Sure.
interest. Just curious.
Give me a moment. It goes quiet for a bit. About 5 minutes later, it comes back and says, looks like Canon and his timeline is still good. It still has that strange, different coloration to it that makes it seem as though, I don't know, nothing about that one's changed. But as for the others, I was only able to look through about 5,000 or 6,000 timelines the first time.
Really low numbers, yeah.
Yeah, and of those, 278 have been terminated.
Oh, that's not good. We should keep an eye on Canon.
Okay.
I don't know about the other ones, but yeah, we should keep an eye on this. Thank you for checking.
Of course.
Just gonna introspect for a bit.
If it is of any additional consolation, there are about 1,392 in which, at some point, Killian, or one of his other names, does decide to go full nudist like he is now.
I don't know whether to take that as concerning or not. Only time
Will
will
you
tell.
not wear armor?
Yeah, but the difference between Killian and I is that he's a fighter and I'm like, he uses like swords, and he's a different type of fighter than I am. So it would be almost expected for somebody like myself to not darn armor to gain the benefits of free-flowing movement. Just seemed like a quick change. So I just wanted to see if anything else was concerning on the spectrum of Killian, as it were. Are there any in which he goes actually full nudist?
Only
And the part-
42.
Truly wild. Those are lower numbers than I would have expected.
You would have expected him to go full actual nudist more than 0.1% of the time?
I mean, you never really know with Killian. I think there's still a lot that we don't know about him. But I am very invested to seeing him reach his true potential.
DM question: is it possible to wear clothing that is not considered armor?
Yeah, all clothing is not considered armor.
Okay. I want to go out into Hupperduke and find a shirt that says like "I love Hupperduke" or something like that.
Sure.
Or that. This is like a first shirt kind of thing.
Of course.
I love
Is he walking around full nudist, like
Yeah.
like full
No,
Monty?
I still got like pants on, like slacks or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got his
I'm
trousers
sure if
on,
you were
bro.
free balling, you know.
I mean, we won't know
Welcome to
underneath the
Hubberduke.
pants. Yeah, welcome to Hubberduke.
Welcome to Hupperduke. This is
Truly incredible.
You find
Okay.
a spot where they've got just the most like touristy streetwear you can find. One that's got like I Heart Hupperduke,
Fucking make
random other stuff of like that kind of a thing. It's a the flag of the Dwendalian Empire with a Hupperduke like map embedded into it. There's a like a trucker hat on there that's got the same sort of vibe to it. There's a fanny pack as well if you want to grab one of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna get.
definitely wants a
pack.
fanny pack.
I'm gonna find like an I Heart Hupperduke shirt, like just like in a gray tone, like a little bit darker than skin color. I'm gonna buy like 5 of them, same color, same style. Just that way, if one breaks, I have another one.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's get a fanny pack.
You're gonna basically become like a cartoon character where you do change your clothes, but it's the same shirt every day.
I figured if I'm in combat, I might rip holes into this one, so I'm gonna need another one.
Sure, with all the axes and
question
stuff.
that like
Mhm.
doesn't super affect anything. What season is it? Is it like fall, winter, summer, spring?
So we started like early winter,
Okay.
so it's still about that. You're starting to get towards midwinter at this point.
Okay.
You can still blame it on the weather if you were freeballing it.
We're in the mountains, bro.
I
It's
did
chilly.
not know it was winter.
Yeah, it's usually bigger, but it's the cold.
It did the water.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, she's considering getting the Ring of Warmth.
Yeah.
I have a ring of searing rings. I'm eating.
So you're
Yeah,
packing
well-
heat, is what you're saying?
I can eat. I was gonna say
Well,
chilling,
no,
but
I wanna-
chilling is kind of the opposite.
I'm gonna pick up that cloak while I'm out, so I'll be wearing I Heart Upper Duke T-shirt with a cloak,
With a
and
cloak.
fanny pack on the side.
Fuck yeah.
Truly incredible.
It's like those climber bags that you've got when you go bouldering. That's just got chalk in there so that you can hold the weapon better.
Just so I can
LeBron
LeBron some dust whenever I want to.
Yeah, the full.
Summer beachy
For
months.
sure.
Yotem's gonna be wearing a Hawaiian shirt, Bermuda shorts, and like some weird sandals. This is gonna be great.
Jesus.
Have my
Nice.
cloak.
Speaking of Yoteb, where are you at this morning?
I think as soon as he woke up, he was having a bit harder time sleeping.
Mhm.
Just because of the fight that he had with Vincent and everything that we just did. He wakes up with a sheer determination to like kind of prove Vincent wrong, and being that he doesn't just stumble into things, that he can figure things out. I think he wants to start like looking into like doing some research and working on some of the things that he has. So his armor a little bit more, just trying to refine it into moving it into the next stages from its prototype. It definitely wants to like work with the bottle of sparkling juice
Mhm.
that he got. And I think now finally, like, we have like a time to like sit down and really do this. I think he's going to use I knew the name of the spell just a second ago. Identify on the green liquid that he got.
Okay. Mhm.
So we can really figure out like what he has and what he's working with. So it's like a lot of like, it's probably gonna take him like an hour or two or whatever, however long you determine.
Let me find that real fast.
If there's a point of order in which you want to tackle these, let me know.
Yeah, let's save the bottle for last. What's the other? What do you want to do? Anything else could be in that order. So what do you want to start with?
I think first and foremost, he wants to work on trying to create and figuring out to create a synthetic, or the energy from the sparkling juice, like make steps
Okay.
in towards that. If that's the power
Synthetic
source.
in what way?
Essentially figuring out how he knows that his power source got powered somehow through the sparkling and the rifts, and trying to like draw that connection and see if he could find like make it a fuel source for his armor. As of right now, we know the residuum had like made it so that the machines had to be pumped in and like were stationary, and he wants to try to figure out if there's a way that he can make duplicates of this sparkling juice.
Give me 1 second. I'll
Yeah,
be
no
right back.
problem. I broke him.
Good job.
I know. First thing in the morning.
Good job. Truly incredible.
So how's everyone's week?
Good.
Good.
Canada Day tomorrow. You guys have, what is it? You guys have 4th of July and Wednesday.
Yep.
Truly a broken up
4th
week
of
for
July?
my work.
Is Thursday. The
Oh, right,
of
right,
July.
right. Yeah, no, sorry. I was thinking it was 4th of July because we were leaving Wednesday to come to Philadelphia.
Fine. I just. They sit there. I'm not doing anything for the 4th this year. I don't even think we're doing it together. Are we, Dad? We're not doing anything, right?
I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna be.
He doesn't even know.
I'll be at work.
I'll also be at work.
I don't know where I'll be. Actually, I do. I'll be in a plane. Traveling to Philadelphia to apparently have lunch and dinner, baby breakfast at somebody else's house. And then we're going to New York on Friday for GoFest.
I feel like that's gotta be an expensive ticket flying on a holiday.
That is why, in fact, I flew in from Detroit to Philadelphia and not New York itself because they were $400 difference, and I did not want to do that.
Surprising because we're
So,
so much farther away from
I
the
think we're-
capital, but
I think we're going. Is it called Hampton or Hamilton in Jersey? That's the station we're taking, and then we're going to Penn Station.
End station.
Penn Station.
Interesting.
I tried to convince them that we needed to show up into New York at 6 a.m. It's an hour. It's a 45-minute drive to the station and an hour ride in. So that would have had us waking up at 3:30. And the other person that we're staying with is also a developer. And I was like, he's like, oh, I get up early. I was like, oh, perfect. I was like, we get up at like 3:30 and go. And he's like, that's not happening. And I was like, what? So we had to we had to settle on getting there for before 9 when the event starts. Like there's a city play thing. Yeah, I was like 8:40. Sure, fine. I would have liked sooner, but it's fine.
you don't need to be in the city at 6.
I would have loved to be in
get to
the
your
city
event.
in 6, but it's fine. Well, no, the raids start at like 6 a.m. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but I was like, you know what? Fine. I guess I'll concede 3 hours of raids.
What's a 3 hours really difference gonna make?
Hundos, Ryan. Hundos. They're hundos. They're chances at hundos.
Fine.
You're killing me, dude. Now you sound like that guy I'm staying with.
Mm-hmm. I broke him.
Dude, more people are leaving. What are you doing, Ryan?
I don't know.
We need to figure this out.
I asked a simple question.
Hold on.
Well-
Dad stepping away is whatever. He steps away all the time to go pee or go
Smoke.
smoke.
While
Like-
Caleb's figuring stuff out, though,
Well,
you know, Step no longer wants the full plate. Does Yotev want the full plate?
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if
Can
Yotel
you
wants
use
the
it?
full plate or not.
You can.
You'd have to get it fitted, but
Needs it
like,
his armor.
I mean, pretty dope if you get it.
would full plate be better?
Do you have half plate right now?
I do.
I think half plate with a +2 dex is one less than full plate is.
Is it?
Yeah,
I thought it was
you're-
about the same.
He's back.
who's back?
What? I said nothing.
Full plate is 18.
Yeah. So what's your base armor right now?
I have to look at it again.
Half plate ends up at 17. So if you have medium armor master, then they end up the same, but otherwise they're not.
Do I have medium armor? Or no, I don't. I think,
Yeah, you're at 18 right now too.
yeah. So it'd be one better.
So you have 6. Well,
So that put me at
not
23.
even. Yeah. Because you have 16 from armor plus 2 from dex bonus
Yeah.
plus 1 magic bonus plus 2
Oh,
or plus 3 shield.
Do you have a +1 half plate?
It's got the enhanced defense infusion on it.
Hmm.
Probably could put that on the full plate, right?
I could probably put that on the full plate, yes.
Is half plate not normally?
Half plate's 15 +2 dex.
That's a bad idea. I don't want to do that. Never mind.
It is.
Bad idea.
Desna's gonna wear the full plate armor.
No, that was not my idea.
That's my idea.
my idea was that I'm gonna get the Pegasus, right? Pegasus can fly, and like, how could we build something that the Pegasus could have on, like behind it to be able to put the tent on top? The tent doesn't weigh anything.
You want a chariot?
But we don't need a whole chariot because we have the tent, right? But that's a bad idea because then everybody's inside the tent, and like if anything attacks the Pegasus with a giant tent on it, like
The tent collapses and falls down.
Yeah, so you have right
well, the tent
now.
would probably be fine because it's a magic tent, right? But my concern is more of like if we get ambushed in the sky, we can't like fight in the sky.
I can fly.
I can fly. Dad can temporarily fly for like 2 seconds.
I
what do
can
have?
fall.
Yeah, so what you have right now is you have a 15 plus 2, 15 plus 1 plus 2. So if you replace that with full plate, you would go up to a 23 AC right now.
Yeah. From my 22 that I currently have.
Yeah, you'd have to use enhanced defense on the,
On the full
plate
plate.
armor.
Yeah.
Your biggest downside would be
I think I get disadvantage at.
Stealth.
They both have disadvantage on stealth.
Oh.
Because their armor
Well-
is intelligence instead of strength for armor.
does he? Because that's the thing I was looking at.
It allows me to
requires
use,
15
I think,
strength.
any.
I think it disregards the strength and lets him use intelligence. But
Let me look at it again just to make sure that I have it correct.
Yeah, your arcane, it lacks the requirement, so fully just gets rid of it. So
Yeah.
you would be able to.
I have to do it at the start of my next. Oh no! It's whenever I don a set of armor. It would take an action. Provided I have the smith's tools in hand.
That's not terrible.
Yeah.
So you can, so why not? And then sell your half plate and sell steps half plate.
Mm-hmm.
That chainmail.
Whatever, yeah. Not. Like, there's not a reason for us not to use it if somebody can. It is free.
Yeah. No, for real. At that point, girl map
Like,
it.
We can take the money for it.
But eventually, it's gonna get bought anyway. I think.
Right, so just take the free money. Yeah, you were eventually going to upgrade to it. It's just a matter of how much
Yeah, I didn't have enough money at the time.
Because the only other one who would want it is
that.
Varnix, but he has it already.
Yeah.
I got mithril.
I think the reason why I was thinking about going with the half plate instead is because I was going to get the medium armor or heavy armor mastery, whatever one it was I needed for that. So
Yeah,
I
medium
can
armor
get
mastery.
the additional dex boosts, which would eventually then make it stronger than the.
It makes
It'd make it the same.
Cool.
Hmm.
So now you don't have to do that.
Because it increases it to
yeah.
+3 instead of +2 from your dex.
Gotcha.
And you can take a different feat for ASI.
I could.
Yeah, to take a plate.
But I was already gonna do 1-in-1 for intelligence and
Oh.
con.
On the chainmail, Killian would get that money back because that's his personal chainmail. The plate we would have to split if we sell it.
We're not
Which
gonna
is-
sell it, I think.
1,400 gold or something. 400. What is it?
100. It probably sells for a lot less than that. But
Yep. found it. So
Caleb was looking
your
up
your first look was to take a look at that would you call it sparkling?
I called it
juice or
sparkling
whatever?
juice just for now, just because I don't
Yeah.
think we have a name for it.
Not particularly, no. So,
No.
but you can
Yeah,
go
I
with
have
that.
a potion bottle full of celestial energy is what I have currently
Yes.
in there.
What is your main goal again? I apologize for having you.
The
repeat
main
it.
goal is to make steps towards being able to create a synthetic of that, to be able to make and like to replicate it, I guess, is ultimately
Okay.
the end goal.
Sure. Let's start with a. Let's see, I've got your character sheet. Make an alchemist supplies check using your intelligence.
Cool. Alchemist supplies. Check. Using intelligence. Cool. Let me just double checky checks. My different thingies. So I do have a Ring of Puzzler's Wit on me. I'm thinking of using here. This gives me additional.
So
D4.
for this, you've got a +4 intelligence,
Mhm.
+3 proficiency bonus, but you also have tool expertise, which means that your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make using a proficiency with a tool. So you have right now a +10 to this roll.
Okay.
Yeah,
and then if I want, I could always add Flash of Genius, and I could. Do I have to declare Flash of Genius first, or do I have to do it? Can I do it after?
When you are another creature, you can see within 30 feet if he makes an ability check or save throw, you could use your reaction to add your intelligence modifier to the roll. You can use this feature a number of times. So it's just a reaction. I would say it would need to happen probably before I tell you if it's a success or not, but you could
Okay.
always add that +4
Add that
yeah.
+4 there. and
after
then
you
I'll-
see the roll.
Okay, cool.
So if you get a nat 20, you don't have to use it, but if you got like a 7 plus
Yeah.
10 is 17, you want to just push it over, you can add 4 to make it a 21.
Cool. The 12, so that's
22.
now. No, it's not 22.
That's a natural 2 plus 10
Oh.
to 12.
Yeah. Is that with the? What's it called? So with everything on it?
Yep, that's a full plus 10.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I am going to add Flash of Genius, so I'm gonna expend one of those charges for the day.
Okay.
He's really thinking about it.
So it bumps up to 16. Which
Does that bump up automatically? I have
Is-
to roll a d4, right? Or no? Is that
no,
just
just add your intelligence modifier to it, so
add
it's a
your
+4.
intelligence?
It's even
So
better
that
than a D4. It's just a solid.
16?
Yep.
I think just because of what I really want to figure out with this, I am gonna use one of my my charge of the Ring of Puzzler's Wit. 'Cause I
Okay.
believe I can still do that. It's an intelligence check. So that's a D4.
What's the
It's advantage, isn't it?
that? Yeah, that's advantage. I think that's.
Oh, is that
gotta-
advantage?
Yeah,
Okay, never mind.
that one would probably be before a roll, but
Yeah, that would be
since we're-
before.
If you want to do it now, we can say.
No, that's fine. You can. I'll stick with the 16 because I
Okay.
misread it. That's fine. 16.
So, you roll, or you take like this little dropper and put some of it into a vial that begins to sort of react to a base that you've put inside, and as it does, it seems to give off this intense sort of radiant light, as well as a strong output of energy. As you can watch, it immediately begins to bubble and broil in this little beaker that you have. And as you're working, you make a couple of observations. You know that it does react fairly well to the potency of your it reacts very well to the potency of your base. So because you have this strong base that it's reacting to, it seems to fully take in that this reaction and stabilizes itself pretty strongly against it. It seems as though even with this strong base you have, it is still not enough to balance out this substance, whatever it is. As you perform a couple of other experiments, effectively what you're learning is, the extent of this thing's power is vast, though technically quantifiable. It would take some more time and some more checks to get a full quantitative number to it, but this is a lot more information than you had before. Additionally, it does give off an immense amount of reaction, and it seems to maintain that level for a long time. This isn't like a quick flash and it's over. It is holding this glow and this boil for a very long, extended period, which kind of implies to you that this, like, a little can go a long way, and is also probably why the armor that you're wearing has not worn off in all of these multiple days, is the fact that it has such a long-lasting sort of effect to it.
Yeah.
I'd say the last thing that you learn, potentially the most important, is when it comes to creating a reaction, it does not react to a lot of the different materials you test it against. The thing that seems to cause it to respond the most are things that have a basis in, I guess the easiest way to put it would be the organic. It would be anything that has elements of organic life to it that it seems to react to. And it seems to not be necessarily all that consistent, though, because, like, it reacts well to, I would say, like, an oil, since oil is, like, the breaking down of creatures from long, long, long ago, right? It reacts to that fairly well, but then if you were to put in, like, a drop of blood or something like that, it reacts far stronger to that. You're not sure if that is a potency thing, as in, like, the drop of blood is far more organic than the oil is, because it is a more less refined version of that organic material.
Would be, like, fresher than the other.
Exactly.
Essentially.
But it does seem to have some sort of reaction to the organic. That does, however, raise a couple of interesting questions as to your armor. What is it reacting to? It seems to still be running, but as far as you know, there's not a lot of organic material in this, like, suit that you've rigged.
Yeah. Fascinating. Interesting. Okay. There's that. All right, cool. I guess then in the process of that, if that's all that check was able to grant me, Yotev would definitely move on to his armor at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And while working on things about it, like, that would make it hopefully move on to the next stage of it from it going to a prototype to being, like, a very, like, base level version. I think he would try and investigate the like what it is that is organic about it that would trigger it.
Yeah, make a. Let's call it an investigation check.
This one I will use my Ring of Puzzler's Wit for. I'm gonna
Go
declare
for
that
it.
now. So that will be at advantage.
Mhm.
And I will determine if I want to use another Flash of Genius when I see the roll. Nope.
You don't want to push it to a 31?
Fuck
You
31. 31. Let's see.
Truly incredible.
You doff your armor and you lay it out. You start getting to work. Okay, this is earlier than I expected. You pop open this sort of front container to your armor, and as you release this lid, inside you can see where there is very clearly this material similar to that's flowing around in this sample that you've collected.
Okay.
That is flowing through a lot of these sort of tubes and the like that you had. You had originally, like we had talked about, or like you had mentioned to Vincent, you originally were looking into residuum. And residuum, while powerful and potent, can be broken down into and distilled into a fuel source, but that fuel source would have to be replaced like probably once a day,
Yeah.
once a week if you're lucky. Like if you got it really potent and really well made. But once a day would be so goddamn expensive for this, and like the cost wouldn't really outweigh the benefits.
Mhm.
But as you're looking at this, it does seem to be reacting, and as you're looking into it, it's curious because your armor does a lot of very potent, powerful things. It is able to grant you and the people around you almost like a barrier or extra aspect of life, right?
Mhm.
In this temporary HP, it's able to bolster your defenses. It's able to, as you wear it, it's able to extend itself and grow in size, and as you grow, it's able to even further like double itself. It's able to almost expand out this material. And what you find, interestingly, is nothing at first. There is no organic material. But as you're fiddling around with it, you activate the size augmentation. And it grows. It's weird, because there are things that are magical that can grow and reshape itself. You've seen it before. If you put on a suit of magic armor, it can shape itself to your person so that it fits you. Or people that, put on bracers or diadems or whatever, they will shape themselves to the head. You've even seen someone put on a helmet that had horns, and it would grow holes for the horns to perfectly fit inside. But this is not necessarily doing that, because like you said, or sort of like we understand from your armor is technically mostly mundane. It is all your tinkered materials that then grows itself.
Mhm.
You notice that as it grows and expands through this size augmentation, it starts pure metal, but as it extends, there's almost a inauthentic version of this metal that gets replicated. And make an Arcana check for me as well. This is at advantage.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to write notes of what you said. You said it's an inauthentic like replica
Mhm.
of the armor, or
An authentic replica of the metal that it is
of metal?
growing
Yeah,
and stretching.
of the metal that's growing and stretching. All right, cool. I just wanted to write that down.
Mhm.
That was important. You said Arcana check at advantage, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. 26.
Fuck yeah. You notice two things. This is almost a. At first, you think, okay, this must be some level of conjuration, right?
Mhm.
Because when you do a conjuration spell, effectively what you're doing is you're bringing something that does not exist into this real world.
Okay.
It could be, or even taking something that does exist and transferring it somewhere else within the world. You know, most teleportation spells are conjuration because you are conjuring yourself in a new space or a new location in space. Or you're taking a fey creature and conjuring it in front of you. You're teleporting it to you.
Sure.
And so you're thinking, okay, clearly it's conjuring this metal, but as you noticed that it's almost inauthentic, and it leads you to believe it's more transmutation. It is taking something and transmuting it into metal. And so it's technically authentic metal, but it is a synthetic metal, one that is created from transmuting something else. And you're still stuck on what is it transmuting. And it kind of hits you eventually as you're looking into this. What it's transmuting is organic, but there's nothing organic in your suit. Well, there's one organic thing in your suit. And it's you.
Okay. Interesting. Transmuting the user into replicas of metal.
And you imagine this is likely what it's happening with your enhanced ability to do the defensive field, right?
Yeah.
Because it's transmuting this something about you into this
Into the
defensive
machine.
force.
Yeah. Okay. So like tying that together, then, kind of like he's kind of thinking now. So well, if the celestial energy is reacting to things that are organic, and the only thing that is organic within the suit is me, and that is being transmuted into the metals. But what is it about me that it's transmuting? And what am I losing and or gaining back, if I'm gaining back, whenever I use the suit? Now he's like really trying to like think about it. It's like maybe it's sweat, maybe because it does get really hot in there, or like is it just like cells that it's taking, or different things like that. And now he's curious, and he's probably gonna try to pay attention more when he uses the suit to grow and stuff like that now.
I would say with a 31.
Yeah.
To carry this a little bit further.
Sure.
I don't think what the best way to word this is. I'll put it this way. When you understand the science or arcane nature of magic items better than most. Naturally, it's your job. One of the things that is interesting about magic items specifically is the idea of attunement and the idea of how it is intended to a long time ago, when artificing was very new, when all magic items were effectively things granted by the gods. These things were referred to as these sort of vestiges now. These things left behind, things granted by the gods themselves. Armors and weapons and all that. When artificers, especially artificers in the Age of Arcanum, began to learn how to create their own magic items, they had to develop certain techniques. Powerful bard introduced the idea of the word, using command words to activate. And with this also came this idea of drawing energy in, which is where charges comes from. This concept of charges. If you use a couple of charges on an item, it can draw in magic over time to replenish itself. And it's that drawing in that's interesting. And as far as attunement is concerned, it's not well known how that works. But a lot of artificers believe that the way attunement works, it is a capacity of the soul. It is your soul connecting to an item. And so there is some level of potentially using those two concepts and melding them together that might give you some level of an idea of how this is able to function. Because you know that you're not like losing blood, otherwise you would feel it. You'd feel woozy, you'd feel tired.
Not feeling woozy.
You're not missing a finger. You're not missing like hair or patches of skin. It would have to be something else. And you don't think sweat's powerful enough.
The only thing that Yota could then think of would be time, age, youth, vitality. I'm struggling there.
I mean, what does attunement latch onto?
Like your essence, your soul, kind of.
And what's more celestial than that?
So essentially, what I'm getting at is that when Yotev's machine interacted with this celestial energy, and now when the core is like functioning and works, it latches on or uses bits of the soul to work and do its transmuting to make things bigger. Just to put it in like a simpler layman's terms, is that essentially what we're getting at here?
It's an interesting theory, to say the least.
Okay. Just as an understanding of where the theory is going.
Of course.
Okay. And that's like a really good let me just write that theory. Armor plus armor core plus celestial energy is pulling from soul organic material. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Very, very crazy. Love it. Brings in a lot of ethical questions, but it needs to be studied more. Uh, and I guess if that's like where he's like leaving off on that, he's like, I need to go someplace a little bit simpler for a second. And that's when he'll like cast Identify and figuring out what that bottle of green flammable goo is. I have it somewhere in here. Yeah, container of green flammable liquid. Finally, gonna identify that.
You cast Identify.
Yep.
And you find that it is a naturally occurring substance that has been dramatically condensed. It's almost a concentrate. This is what certain individuals would refer to as allure root. It is a substance that typically, when harvested naturally, is used in herbal teas or the like in order to draw out the senses of one's spirit, allowing them to see visions of what it is that they wish.
Did you just identify drugs?
Yeah, we're getting high.
It's really incredible.
A little bit.
No, but it feels very connected to the other stuff. Interesting.
Connected? No.
No. No, but finding out all this information in one sitting is very helpful. And this is probably during the point that Killian has kind of started stripping off his armor and stuff. And Yotep is finally gonna walk out of his room, and his head is like kind of, his hands up against his head. He's like, oh, ooh, good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Sleep well?
More or less, you know, as well as one could sleep after, you know, fighting off a man who stole your own property, an idea, and someone else killing a bunch of people who are trying to kill you, and getting into a screaming match with your son. Really about as well as one could sleep.
That didn't seem to go well.
Surprisingly, I think it went in the direction it was supposed to. And for the better.
I mean, if you say so. I mean, I've not seen many family arguments, I guess, so it's a new experience for me.
You should have boxed his ears. Respect your elders. Don't talk to your parents like that.
I get it. That's how my father was, and there are sometimes I don't wish that I was that way, and that's why I want him to feel like that he can actually be, that he can actually speak. But also, I did a lot of messed up things, you know? There's a lot of problems, and I understand where he's coming from. It hurts, but it needed to be said.
What's on our agenda for today?
Well, I think some people have stuff to pick up at shops, right?
Yeah, we should go and do that.
I'm probably gonna sit here and drink coffee unless you think there's gonna be a fight on the streets.
Yes, I have to go see Lisbeth real quick and check in with her.
Are we planning on, like, if we still need to go to?
Oh, we're still going to Shady Creek Run. Varnex has business there, and so do I.
So are we leaving too?
It might be a good idea that we start moving soon.
Because like this was supposed to just be a pit stop, right? Like, could we like go pick everything
Yes,
up,
of course.
let you go say bye and then leave today, or do we want to spend another day here? Do we have a need to? Because I don't feel like there's a need to, unless there's other family matters you want to attempt to resolve. You know.
Well, it will take more than a day to resolve family matters. But I'll at least say my goodbyes. And try to say maybe we go sometime today or maybe tomorrow, first thing in the morning.
well,
Everyone can do their shopping and needs if need be, like their last minute supplies.
I think it's just picking up stuff from the shops that everybody else is doing.
I have, I've got some things that might take a couple of days.
Here?
Here?
Here.
Okay.
What?
Oh,
Personal things.
But we're going to Shady Creek Run because of
Personal things.
I know they're personal, but do you need assistance with any of them?
No.
Okay.
Snooki, I sent you a DM.
Got it. So,
I'm gonna go back into the Varnex is gonna go back into the tent, go into his room, and close the door. And then you can do whatever you want background. Above board, I'm setting up a temple and for Tiamat here, just so you all
Like-
know.
that's fine. If we've all left the tent's not still
Oh,
stay up all day.
oh, okay.
oh, Yotev, have you left the tent?
So if everybody has left the tent, Cassie has it. Just for
That's fine.
I
don't
haven't
care. I
left
can
the
just sit at the
tent
board.
unless everyone else was already gone.
If there are
Um,
people still in the tent, like if Yotev is working on stuff, that's fine. But the tent doesn't stay.
That's fine. I get you. You pack it up as soon as you're done. I understand. It's cool. I can sit in the tavern. Or go to some secluded place.
I just
Because there's no need above board for you all to have to deal with me talking to this guy and setting up a temple.
you think it'll take a couple of days to do?
Well, I have to get in contact with him and I have to find a supporter or two here first. So maybe. I mean, that's up to the DM. I'm just letting you know it might be a day or two.
I knew that was above board. Do that.
So, Step, you've picked up everything, right?
Yes, but the I can't update Forge with D&D Beyond, so I can't have the Cloak of Protection right now.
Got it. Let me do that. Kenji, Cassandra, and Aiden. Did you guys have anything? Or I guess Kenji, Cassandra. There you go.
I kind of want to make the tent smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the only people I haven't done a reading with yet, I've done one with Kenji, and I've done one with Killian.
Mm-hmm.
I I haven't with everybody else though, right?
I thought you did with Yotev once, but like not here, like way back in Dia stock.
Yeah, you're
Wait,
right.
you did a reading with me?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, yours was real bad. I almost died to you.
Oh,
and then
right.
I immediately almost died to Killian, like within 48 hours.
Truly incredible.
It was a real bad week for cats.
With who would you like to start poking around next?
Aiden.
I was gonna say, I think if Michael's not doing anything, probably Aiden.
Okay.
But that requires me making the tent small.
Sure. So here's what we'll do. Aiden, are you down for that?
Sure.
That sounds like he's not really into it.
No, a sure from Michael, if it's a yes, or like any kind of variation of yes is an absolute yes. Because Michael's like, I don't wanna is like, okay.
It's
I guess.
default.
Michael, quickly, blink twice if you're in trouble.
Nope, if he says sure, he's fine.
What's happening? Are you doing a reading?
Blink twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, blink twice.
So we'll
It's
start
your
with this.
turn to give me emotional damage.
We'll start with this.
You'll actually die from Aiden.
Firstly, Yotev, you leave so that
Yep.
the tent can get smaller.
Yep.
As you make your way downstairs, the
And I would wait till you were done. I wouldn't like kick you out.
the barkeep is actually going to call you over, Yotev. Say, good morning. Do you mind if I have a second?
Of
Check
course,
you.
of course.
There is issue. There's something dropped off as well. Hold on. We'll grab and bring out a letter to you.
Oh shit.
And head over. This was dropped off this morning, and issue may be overstatement. I don't know, but I have not seen Tanya this morning. She has not shown up for her shift yet. I wasn't sure if you knew where she was at. She left last night to go talk to her mother. Apparently some heavy family stuff may have happened, and she wanted to go talk to her mom about it. Something like that. She hasn't shown up for work this morning. I was hoping you might know something about that.
It sounds unlike her. I've not heard about it. Thank you. I was actually going to go see her mother this morning, so if I happen to see her, I'll let her know that she's late for work, but
She
that is concerning.
It is very unlike her. She normally lets me know when she's going to be taking vacation days, and she rarely, with her mom being cleric, she doesn't get sick often because typically her mom can heal it.
Of course.
And I keep trying to convince her that you should take days off, but apparently I think that the tips are sort of what she really relies on for some of the things.
She's a workaholic. She gets it from me.
Yes, well, I keep telling her that mental day is also good for use of sick day, but she does not want
Yes,
to hear
yes.
it. But
Okay.
you know, she normally does let me know. I'm not necessarily concerned, but I would like to just double check, make sure that's everything is okay.
Thank you. I will look into it and see what's going on. He handed me a letter, you said, right?
Mhm.
Cool. Yotev's gonna open the letter.
You open up the letter, and immediately you can tell that this is from Vincent, both in his handwriting and the fact that it's signed from Vincent, and it starts off with Dad. He very quickly writes that apologize for being short with you yesterday. There were a lot of very high emotions. I'd like to have a further conversation if you're all right with it. I do think it would be best for both of us if this conversation was on neutral territory and without external pressures. If you don't mind leaving your friends behind for a little bit, I'd love to have a talk. There's a shop in the lower city called Teas and Tinctures, if you're interested. I'll be there most of the day.
What's the name of the shop? Teas and
In
what?
Tinctures.
Tinctures. Cool. Did he say what time he'd be there, or did he just say that he'd be there?
He said he'll be there most of the day.
Okay. Okay. Cool. What was the name of the barkeep again? Did we ever get his name? I forget.
Yes. Umbric Steelmantle.
All right. News from Umbric Steelmantle. Swallow barkeep. Okay. Yeah. He's gonna look to Umbric and say, Umbric, thank you so much for your help and for the news. Also, much gratitude for letting us stay here for the past few days. It has been very nice staying here with you.
Of course. I just want to pass along well wishes and potentially condolences. I don't know what's going on family-wise, but Tanya is a great person, effortlessly kind. If there's anything going on, I just want to make sure that you and her are. But my best wishes. If there's anything I can do to help, you need only ask.
You've been doing such great work, honestly, and I am in eternal gratitude for you and owe you so much for taking care of my daughter. When I find out what happened and have her come back, I just hope that she still can be with you and be taken care of here. She's deserves it, honestly.
He'll just sort of nod and let you go about your business. And with that, where are you headed first?
I'm gonna go to see Lisbeth. At the wherever H7 is, I forget what the name of it is. It's not the All Forge. Is it the All Forge? I can't remember.
The Prayer Foundry.
Prayer Foundry.
So we'll do Lisbeth and then Varnex and then the reading, and then we'll go circle back to you with your son. So you head off to the Prayer Foundry, and having reached there, there's a it's a quieter day. Not a lot of people milling around. But you see that Lisbeth is in fact in at the moment, and she is she looks tired. Doesn't look like she's gotten a lot of sleep, for a variety of valid reasons. But she seems to be sort of attentive at work, trying to focus on what needs to get done. And as she's conversing with somebody, she finishes up and looks and sees you there, and so takes a deep breath and gestures for you to come over.
Good morning, Lisbeth. I hope this morning finds you well.
I am better than most, yes. Thank you for your assistance. I guess put a lot of pressure on you to fix things, and I'm glad that you came through.
That's all I've ever wanted to do, is to try and fix things. Actually, good news. Vincent wrote me and wants to meet me at the Teas and Tinctures today to talk.
Good.
So I figure I would stop here first to talk with you and about everything that went down, and then go see him.
Yes, I got the basic rundown last night. I was curious if there was anything extra that you refrained from telling Tanya that you would be willing or able to tell me about.
Well, Sinden, as you know, is no longer with us. We went to go help Vince, and in doing so, to my companions and I were trying to make sure that everyone could get out safely, as things with his machine started to go a little awry, as it was starting to melt down. And when it did manage to explode, it vaporized everything within the room. We were all able to get out, thankfully, except for Sinden. We were able to recover a couple of things. There's that. Mr. Cole sent a few, I believe, of his top people with him, at least over here. We managed to be able to hold our own to get out. Top priority being that Vincent was able to get out safely. But he and I did have a little bit of a falling out, but it looks like he wants to make amends. I do have a couple of questions, though. You said you saw Tanya last night, right?
Yes. She stopped by after you had let her know what happened. She wanted to make sure that I wasn't
Okay.
staying
No,
up all night with worry.
Very fair. And apologize for not coming to see you right after either, letting you know things were okay. It was a very stressful situation, and very tiring. Did she go home, like right after you guys talked? Was she feeling well?
No, she stayed with me and stayed here that night. She left this morning.
She left this morning.
Yes. She had work early this morning.
Yes, Umbric just told me that she never showed up.
That can't be right. She got up fairly early this morning to leave. She shouldn't have been late.
That's what I said, or at least I thought. And Umbric, he came to me. He said after he handed me the letter, he'd let me know that he hasn't seen Tanya this morning and that she didn't show up for work. That the last time he saw her, that he was going to see you.
Okay. There's no need to worry necessarily. Let me grab some people and we can ask around. Surely she can't have gone too far.
Yes, it's only been this morning. It's only been a few hours, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Maybe she got a little distracted or sidetracked on something, and or
Surely.
maybe she met Vince along the way. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, I suppose if he was dropping off some sort of letter for you, maybe they bumped into each other on the way to the Soot Swallow, and
Yes.
they may be together. Certainly together.
I know I'm going to go and see Vincent once we're done here. I just wanted to let you know what I knew. But definitely, let's see if we can get some people to look around. Mr. Cold is not someone I very much trust.
She gets a little tense at the idea that Mr. Cole may have anything to do with this. Just 'cause...
I know, I understand. This is not easy. But she's gonna be okay. She's a grown woman, strong, just like you, and smart.
Don't do that. Not
No,
now.
no, I'm just saying that she can hold her own.
She's not dealt with people like this before. If this deal of yours has gone south and resulted in her getting in trouble,
I know.
okay, I need to leave. I need to tell them that I can't work for the rest of the day and I need to go try to find her.
Let's cover these bases. Let's make sure we get some people to contact to find out people in the city if they've seen her. I'll go look and talk to Vincent and see if he's seen her.
Great.
I'll let you
Yes.
know right away.
Sure.
Okay?
She gets up to fully leave, and you see she hurries off towards some sort of like administrative section of this to
Sure.
have a conversation. And you head off to go potentially find Vincent.
Yeah.
Seeing as Varnex has stepped away, we will jump over towards this reading. Where would you like to perform this reading?
I just want to make the tent smaller.
Okay.
Wait. Can there just be a reading room in the big tent? There can, right? I do that.
Okay.
Because there's not a reason not to. I didn't think about that. It's a magical tent.
It is. As the two of you set up, what is the goal with this reading, Cassandra?
The same as every other reading.
To not die.
Oh my god.
That is a good start.
I mean the same overarching goal that I have for every reading that I always do. As a whole. I don't really have a goal with Aiden or anybody else. It's just how can I do that?
Alright. There's a question that needs to be asked, correct?
Aiden asks the question.
What?
He doesn't. You ask the question.
I ask a question?
Don't be a jerk about it.
I'm
Yes,
confused now.
you ask the question of the cards. That's how I'm reading. So like if you're trying to find your true love. Like, who shall I marry? Shit like that. You ask the question.
How much money are we gonna make on this trip?
You have to pull up your character sheet to figure out what question you want to ask.
In platinum, please.
But your
Platinums.
specifics.
Platinums.
No,
Well,
just
if
the
you're lucky.
denomination in which to denote it.
If you're lucky.
Like when I did Killian's, we asked the question together of like what's going on with that.
No, I know what I'm gonna ask. I just what I know.
What I know is this stuff Caleb knows.
It's in my bag, so.
All right.
Caleb knows everything. What are you talking about?
Okay. So I guess I'll explain.
Wait. I go find you. I'm like, hey, Aiden. I'm done a reading for you. You want a reading?
You'll see me writing a note, and I'll finish that, and I'll kind of turn to you. Sure. Okay.
Okay, follow me, and we'll go through the kitchen and through the pool room or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
Through the random rooms in the house of magic. Get the reading.
I'll ignite the note and start to follow you.
Now you can have a
You know, this isn't. It's not the first time I've had a reading.
What the fuck do you mean?
I was told once, or shown once, while trying to figure out my purpose, vision of a flaming bird chained beneath a mountain, squirming and wailing in the darkness. That vision was all that I got from that. I don't know what it means or what significance it has for me. Maybe you might have some clarity on it.
Be so fucking for real right now. You knew I was writing somebody who was gonna do readings, and you put in your backstory. I love you so much. That's funny. Okay. I will do what I can, and then I'll shuffle my cards and start getting them out.
All right, what exactly is the question here?
He wants to know more about the.
I need exact question.
What is the meaning of the vision and how it pertains to me?
Mm.
You're the best.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he did this.
Surprise avalanche. Everyone dies.
Why are you so obsessed with everyone dies?
Us?
Yes,
If I continue to say it, when Snooki eventually fucks us, then it will hit less. We're all prepared.
Mhm.
Better to be a
I'm
harbinger
emotionally
of
ready to
doom.
kill
I
that
don't
any
want to roll another character. Let me get one story going.
You know what, team? That's great, dude. You're really great. There's like 9 of you, so I mean,
as you ask this question, Cassandra, you shuffle the cards, your eyes begin to glow as they normally do, and you pull the first one and lay it down. In the first card, you see what looks to be very symbolically a eagle or large bird of prey of some kind as it flies up from what looks to be almost like a storybook or a tome being held by someone. It leaves behind this sort of trail of feathers as it flies off. And as you look into it, it feels as though it is a semblance of you read it as a semblance of freedom, of escape, of taking off to some place where you are able to be free. So you shuffle again. A second card is laid down, and you see what looks to be a series of jail cells with 3 keys laid in front of it. One made of a rusty iron, one made out of pure gold, and the last made out of platinum. Each of different sort of tiers of this metal. And the rusted iron key is sort of front and center, and the other 2 off to the side. You get the semblance of a locking, of a closing away, of a sealing that has happened. The keys themselves, though, give you different aspects of this vision. As it does, you see flashes in your mind, these strong senses of mental clarity. One shows a horrifically frigid environment. Ice and snow swirls around you in the air. You see a breath as you breathe out in front of you, and it clouds the entire area around. But in this far distance, you see this small spark of red off away. As you travel closer and closer and closer, more and more of this red draws out in front of you as if in this long, curved line along the ground. You see as the snow and ice begins to slowly melt and give way to a great heat in front of you. Just as you're about to reach this edge to look down, the vision vanishes and you receive a second. The second one, you are deep, deep underwater. This ocean, instead of being cold and dark, is warm, almost scalding. You feel the skin on your arms burn as if you've been sitting in a hot bath for far too long. And you see a column of what looks to be bubbles that boil from the bottom of the surface up and begin to break at the surface above you. As you begin to get this level of clarity, it goes dark one more time. And as you come back to a regular semblance of where you are, you see a third place, one that you're not familiar with. It's nothing like any area you've seen before. It is dark at first, but as you begin to make out areas around you, it's sand beneath your feet, which at first makes you think that this must be some level of ocean. But as you look out around you, that is all you see is darkness and sand, and looming on the edge of your vision rises a structure out of the sand. Multiple tiers slowly growing off of one another in a ziggurat sort of formation, as sand kicks up and obscures your vision of it just as you're about to make a clear sight of it. It goes away. You shuffle once, twice, 3 times. You pull out a third card and lay it down. As you pull this third card out, there is a intensity that rises up in and around the vision that you see as you feel yourself plummet deep below the earth. Although you cannot have any way of actually knowing, you feel as though there is miles and miles of earth above you at this current moment. What feels like an entire mountain rests above your head. Let me grab. This. As you get here, there are 2 things that pop out immediately, and one that seems to hold your attention more so than the other. The first thing that you notice is the fact that there is a giant citadel, a series of walls that make up this area, burning and hot underneath this mountain. You feel the weight of this mountain on top of you, but the looming structure in front of you carries even more. A full, almost labyrinth of city streets, and you feel and hear thudding as there is a ringing of some sort of metal within the city. However, that is not what you see that draws your attention. What draws your attention is down at the base. As you look, there are cracks on this cave-like floor, and underneath you feel a sizzling heat as purple flames seem to almost lick up these cracks and curl and reach as if something is attempting to claw its way to the surface from underneath this city. As you feel this level of heat, there is a rumble that happens beneath your feet. A strong shake that causes the earth beneath you to almost shift, as if threatening to release whatever pressure has been built up. And you feel as though the entire mountain quakes. And all you can hear, besides the crunching of earth, the shattering of stone, and the cries of whatever lies within that city, is one loud, screeching cry. And with that, your vision comes to an end.
Okay.
I still don't know what it means, but at least I have some more context, I suppose.
At least now you've got, like, some direction. Like, at least we could try to pinpoint this down of where it is. Whatever it is. Like, it might give us a to go after Shady Creek Run. Go look for this. Do you think it's tied to any of the fire plane stuff you've been doing?
I think that anything that feels like it has this much power, I don't know. Maybe it's not tied to the elemental planes at all, but I know it's not something that can be ignored.
Maybe we prioritize that after two. Go there. Do I still have the mirror from when Kenji died and I had a complete total freak out?
I imagine that went back to Kenji.
And I'll probably find Kenji and we can continue about this because
You're kind of breaking up. What are you looking for?
I'd probably like ask Aiden if we want to reach out to Magic Eden. And they might have a better idea of where this is. If so, we can talk.
But
Thanks.
They're incredibly knowledgeable about the world. Doesn't hurt to ask. It's on it daily, right? I don't know. Do you want to do that? Do you think you can carry it that way? Oh, this doesn't have to leave this room. But I don't think there's any harm. Whatever this being. Well,
I guess I just don't even know where to begin, I guess. I don't really know what it is that I'm asking about, or what the most important things that I've seen are.
Well, do you want to on it?
Yeah, maybe we can ask them sometime. Just don't know if we know enough yet to really even be asking the right things.
Do you want me to try to do a different reading tomorrow to see if we can zero in on it?
I don't know how these things work. If you think that would help, then we can try.
Well, then tomorrow before we leave, if we're leaving tomorrow, or after we leave, see if we can try to get clarity. And maybe we can reach out and ask others for help.
All right. Barnett, can I get an investigation check for me, please?
An investigation check. This is gonna suck. It's +2. It was a nat 20
Fuck
plus
yeah.
2. 22.
Love that.
You start looking around, and you feel yourself almost being guided, as if part of this hunt that you're on for a place to set up a small area of worship is being responded to well. As you go, you feel a tug towards the armor vault where you've been before.
Mm-hmm.
Quite literally a section of the city dedicated to hiding away some of the most wealthy individuals' funds and slowly accruing money by taking away little bits off of the top from them and funding whatever entity owns this vault. It feels very horde-esque in a way, and it feels as though you're drawn there. As you make your way inside, you find that there are a number of people who sort of notice you come in and choose not to engage or notice or draw you in any way. As you travel, you feel yourself pulled and pulled and pulled, and eventually you find what appears to be a singular vault off to the edge in this sort of winding former mine shaft that seems to be relatively secluded. You take a step in. The first thing you think to yourself is this would be a good spot. And as you step in, you feel a warmth as all of a sudden flames down the edges come to life, lighting up this entire area, and eventually a large brazier in the middle lights with a flame that flickers between red and white and blue, green, even dark shadow across it to represent the black. As you look around, you notice that this place is already inhabited. This place is already built. It's already dedicated. As you look around, you see tapestries that are, for all intents and purposes, intended to be towards the scaled tyrant. It has those depictions where it's subtle, and you're able to, should someone who isn't supposed to be here see it, explain away how it isn't a symbol of her power and her might. As you look, this is already firmly established. Someone has already been here. And there's what appears to be an altar in the back, with all of these different colored pedestals across it. You see, as you sort of walk around and approach, this place is empty, no one seems to be home. As you walk around, there is a singular envelope resting on the black head of this altar.
I'll read the envelope.
You pick it up, you break it open. As you pull it out, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh, yeah.
Tip.
No,
Classic.
he's not within 30 feet of me. No.
15.
15. As you open it, there is this dark gray plume that comes out that you quickly pull your face away from, and you feel your vision goes blurry for a second, but you're able to pull back and prevent whatever was about to happen from taking root. As you sort of take this letter out and wave it away from you to prevent whatever this is from hitting you again, you read, sort of with your arm out at a distance this time, just to be safe. And it reads, I do sincerely hope that you find this place. I've noticed you poking around this city for some time. While I would love to go ahead and make our meeting final, my ears can't help but hear and notice that you're already on your way to finding the first of us. I suppose it is understandable that you would find White first. He is the worst at hiding amongst the rest. When you find him, do try your best to kill him. But if you fail, at least take some of his defenses out before you go. I think I will let the two of you weaken each other before I make myself known. And at the bottom, it just has a smear of green across.
It was a green dragonborn guy. All right. How much of a dick do I want to be?
How much of a dick do you want to be?
Full dick. Full dick.
Get
All
on
right,
the green
so,
altar.
I'm going to kneel and start a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to grasp my dagger and contact Carthel
Okay.
and tell him that this altar is going to be dedicated to Tiamat again, but with our vestige.
Okay.
And I will place my symbol on the altar.
Okay. I need
What's
you to
this green
roll
guy?
a. Ooh, what do I want you to roll for this?
Religion?
Religion is good.
With advantage?
Advantage is
I'm
I
kidding.
don't know about that one. Go ahead and roll religion.
18 plus 5 is be 23.
You contact Sadash, and you feel the dagger well with energy as it almost engulfs itself in that same shadowy black flame that flickers behind you. You see that the sconces along the walls all shift and go dark as the flames turn black. And as you plant this dagger on the altar, you see that the scales that line the other altars sort of peel away, turning black as well. And as the emblem, your symbol, is placed on it, there is a roar from all the fires behind you. You feel an intense heat rise up as it slowly fades back, this rededication completed. You feel attention draw towards you once again. And while there is a level of dissatisfaction from the one of the heads, you imagine being the green, there is a well of sincere pride and an interest and eager from Black and then the rest. As the lights sort of slowly turn back to their natural colors, the one in the middle goes back to a full coloration of all 5 chromatic. Your hand pulls away from that symbol, and as it does, the scales sort of fade back to mostly the right colors, but just darker and tinted with like a deeper shades of green. And white turns almost gray. Red is more of a maroon, and the blue is a dark, deep blue, borderline purple as you pull away. There's a moment here as you take a step back. And in this, you feel a shift occurs, as if this rededication has moved a chess piece on this board of this game that you are forced to play. And while you have not taken a winning position, you've prevented green from forcing a disadvantageous position on you in the future, sort of cutting off before it can happen.
All right. Do I feel as if green felt that? Do I get that sense?
If he doesn't know now, he will soon.
Okay. And since I'm going out on a limb here, because I feel like this is what has now happened, is that I have 2 that are linked. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that's the vibe I was getting for a power-based thing going.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah. You're in a strange 5-player chess game, and it's you've taken out one of his pieces and replaced it with one of your own. And so there's now this shift in balance a little bit and more in your favor.
And he's all about me killing white. Or
he's all about it.
Yeah, because it means I'm not coming after him.
it means you're not coming after him, and it means that one of you will likely take out the other, and that just makes the other person weak.
Right. Okay, retcon or above board.
Mhm.
I thought when I first got here, I searched and was unable to find anything. And I thought I
You
rolled
were
really-
unable to find.
Say again.
That's correct. You were unable to find. That's correct.
Okay. Well, okay. I guess because I was looking harder. I don't know. Or he allowed
Amongst
me to
other
find it.
things.
Or
Okay.
if it occurred,
You checked in the
While
prayer
you were
foundry
here.
and didn't see anything.
yeah.
Say again, Ryan.
You checked in the prayer foundry, and there was nothing in the prayer foundry.
No. I did a citywide search when
Oh,
I
did
first
you?
got here. Yeah. Because I wanted to go pray, but I was unable to find one. And he even made the statement. Okay, I'm going to go back. You even made the statement that it's not a very religious town because they're all artificers and everything.
Mhm.
Like specifically, that's why I was like, well, I'll set one up here. We can use these fucks. So, okay.
It just probably means that if it was while you were here, it was set up.
Yeah, well, no, I think it's been there. It was just hidden, and I couldn't sense it. So I'm gonna go ahead and, since I've still got the dagger, I'm gonna tell Carthel to send someone trustworthy to oversee this, find out the full operation of the temple, who's frequenting it, if there's money involved, tithes or whatever, get a good accounting of that, and start that little network. So we'll see what he says.
It shall be done.
No problem. That's all I have then. I'll walk out just beaming and happy as I can be, full of holy, Tiamat's holy vigor.
With that, it is a little past where we normally take our break. We'll go ahead and do that now, and we'll come back to Yotev having a nice little meeting with his son.
Yeah.
Yay! I'm sure
Very
that'll go great.
Undo this. This. Incredible, we're back.
All right. So, Yotev,
Aye.
you make your way to Tea and Tinctures.
Yes.
As you do, you keep an eye out and try as you might. You don't see anything that speaks to you or draws your attention as to the whereabouts of Tanya.
Okay.
Eventually, you do make your way to this tea house. And as you get closer and closer and closer to it, you recognize the area that you're in. It is quite literally down the road from your former home. You're not sure if this was an intentional choice or not, as a way of potentially putting you off your guard a little bit before entering into this conversation. But what is your thought process or emotional state as you see this?
Knowing that Vince has decided to pick this as our neutral ground, it's a little overwhelming. A lot of good, a lot of bad ties to this place. This area specifically, and I'm nervous about what he has to say, but eager to hopefully start mending our relationship. Not looking forward to finding out that Tanya's actually missing.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, trying to stay optimistic.
Yeah. As you make your way inside, it's a relatively busy tea house. There's a number of people in and around. It seems to be a very popular spot, especially for people who are wanting to have a more casual business meeting of sorts. There's a lot of individuals talking about, potential deals that can be struck between two businesses. And, Hubbarduk is a very work hard during the day, play hard, very hard at night. And so even in this tea house that's supposed to be relaxing and calm, there are people coming here specifically for, we're relaxing, but also let's get some deals done. So as you sit here in your, as you walk in and you see all these people sitting around doing this, you see in the back there is a series of smaller doors that lead to quieter chambers where if you want to have a more closed door meeting, you can. And standing in one of those doorways, you see Vincent. He is sort of leaned up, posted up on the door frame, and sort of staring vacantly down at the ground. And as the door opens and a bell chimes, he looks up and meets you in the eye and nods in your direction, and turns and enters into that room, expecting you to follow.
Yeah, I'll follow him right away. Walk in, I see him make eye contact, arm up, hey.
Yeah, yes, specifically as you pull the arm up, he just sort of nods in your direction and enters into the room.
Yeah, and I follow suit.
All right. As you follow suit, do you close the door behind you?
Yeah.
Make a perception check for me.
Oh shit. Okay.
Does it have to do with family?
Well,
10.
that's very middle of the road.
So, the door you close behind you When you take one step forward, the floor creaks beneath your feet. As you take the second step forward, interestingly, there's no sound at all. That catches you off guard. As you look around a little bit, you notice you're not alone in the room. As you turn around, the door gives a faint shimmer across its surface. And you notice that Vincent sits down in the chair, looking at you, and out of the corner comes a number of figures, two of which sort of walking in and flanking behind him. Both Dragonborn. One is slender and borderline scrawny,
Oh shit.
gold scales
Oh shit.
that frill in the back. The other is a absolutely massive silver-scaled dragonborn. Incredibly tall, rippling muscles, massive weapon on the back, on his back. It has just sort of a faint frown in your direction. As Vincent sits down, he just gestures to the seat across from him, legs crossed.
I thought you said this was neutral ground and you didn't
As you go to
want anyone
speak,
else to-
no noise comes out of your mouth. And as you notice that, the gold scale dragonborn raises a hand in apologies and waves his hand. As it does, you feel a mental link connects all of you. And the gold scale dragonborn says, "Apologies. We want to make sure that this conversation doesn't get overheard. It would be best if we communicate telepathically for a time, as this bond is formed between all of you."
Yotev will go on to say what he was going to say. Vince, I thought you wanted a private conversation with no third parties. Neutral ground.
The dragonborn just sort of looks at you again and goes, "Why don't you sit down for this?"
Yotev will sit down, seeing that there's a massive dragonborn with a giant battle axe and all this silent spells.
The Vincent across from you finally mentally speaks. The moment that you hear the voice, you recognize that it is not Vincent. As he says, "We'd hoped to be able to get your attention in one way or another. We're very happy that you decided to come alone as we asked." The mental or the physical image drops away as the disguise self spell drops. You see a dwarven man's face. He just looks at you and goes, "You have raised Vincent quite well. He put up quite a fight. Nearly put a hole in my friend here," gesturing to the silver dragonborn. Says, "Anya, however, did not put up nearly as big of a fight as we had thought. We sort of went a little bit overkill on that one. I do apologize for that, if it means anything to you."
Who are you? And where are my children?
We are contractors, I suppose, is the best way to put it. Swords for hire, or in this case, sorcerer, wizard, barbarian, and company, as he gestures behind you. As you turn around, you see that there is a fourth person in this room, although they have been clinging to the wall above the door. Their entire body is facing the wall, but their head has turned 180 degrees as these two very violent owl eyes stare down at you.
Is there
Would you guys come
anything
first?
familiar about any of the people that are around me, or
Um, not really.
okay.
Even yeah, like I would normally have you roll, but there is not
There's no
a
chance of it.
yeah. There's not a point in which you would come across any of them.
Okay.
The dwarven man says, I again will have to apologize for having to meet in this way. We were hired to do a very specific job, which was simply just to force your hand in hurrying up and meeting with our employer. He doesn't like to be kept waiting, and as tiring as it is teleporting all over all over Wildmount in order to chauffeur some children, it is important to him that you do hurry up and make yourself available. He's got some funds that he'd like for you to pay back if at all possible.
Let me guess. This is Ivory Claw business?
It would be, but don't worry, we're no Ivory Claw. We are simply, like I said, contractors. Hired to
And
do a
you
job.
all felt it necessary to have 1, 2, 3. How many of them are in the room?
4.
4 of you on one older goblin?
Attempt to appeal to our sense of pride all you want. We're aware of what that is, as he points to your chest. We're not hoping to take any precautions. Besides, we wanted to be sure that if you did decide to bring your dragonborn friend, or the doll, or the Genasi, or the little fairy girl, or God, even the undead one, it would be good to make sure that we had some extra hands here, just in case you didn't listen when we said to come alone. But it's good to see that you do listen quite well, don't you?
When it comes to my kids, I'm all ears.
And that was the hope. You know, I don't mean to pry too much into family affairs that aren't mine, but it is good for a father to listen to their kids as much as you do. I think that is commendable. My father didn't listen to me much, and, well, I mean, I'm the one alive and he isn't, so who really should have been listening more, huh? At the end of the day, though, the whole point of this is to make sure that you make your way to Shady Creek, and once you get there, to make sure you don't do anything too rash. After all, you kill us, maybe a daughter loses a finger or two. You rush in too quickly, and, well, I guess there goes a leg. We just want to make sure that when you make it to Shady Creek, that you and your party keeps everything on the up and up.
Well, I hope you know that I was already going to be on my way to Shady Creek Run. From
Yes,
here.
yes, yes.
This
The
was
problem
only a
is you
pit stop along the way.
and your pit stop took way too long. Not to mention, when you got there, there was no way to really ensure that you were going to keep things civil. Now, you have incentive to keep things civil. I would keep your dragonborn friend in check there too. Our employer knows that he's on his way to try to kill him, and it would be best to make sure that there is no way that, well, things end up too messy.
I understand where your employer is coming from,
Mm-hmm.
but he should be very well aware and much more intelligent and know that any beef that he has with Varnax is not beef that he has with me. That is stuff between him and his goddess.
See, here's the problem. I kinda don't give a shit, and also neither does he. Both of you are there on your way to try to kill him, so he might as well deal with both of you at the same time, you know what I mean? And maybe you're right. Maybe Varnax doesn't care, and maybe he will try to endanger your kids. But it's up to you to put a stop to him now, isn't it? Also, Varnax, you said? Very kind of you. We hadn't learned his name quite yet, but it's good to know.
Honestly, I'm sure he'd be proud to know that the goddess's champion is being spread.
Well, there'll be champions for some time, and hopefully soon they'll be whittled down quickly, because we gotta get paid sooner or later. Am I right? I mean, you're aware of the whole adventuring life and how difficult it can be to come across an actual good paycheck from time to time.
Yes, I'm very aware. And the longer I sit here in this meeting with you four, the longer your boss has to wait. And the longer
you're
I
free
have
to
to wait
leave
for
now.
my pay.
I just wanted to make sure you were fully aware of the situation. If you'd like to go, there is the door.
Fully aware. If I find out that any harm has come to any of them,
Mhm.
either of them, I will be wearing an armor made of your skin.
Is that further harm or harm already done? Ah, it's alright. I'm sure that the welt on the back of her head will heal by the time you get to Shady Creek. We'll be seeing you there, Yotev. Look forward to it.
Yotev is gonna get up. Is there like a table in front of them, or is it just like is
Yeah,
there
this is table, but it's a table seat. Yeah.
table seat? Is there anything on the seat or on the tables?
There's like a couple of teacups. He's currently sipping out of one, and as he's sort of talking to you this whole time.
Delayed fireball.
Fucking wish. Yeah, I got nothing right now.
I like how
Right.
Snoopy's smiling. Just like he's like, I dare you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And let your employer know that I am coming. And he better be greeting me at the gate.
Takes a long sip of the tea, just sort of goes, Well, we'll be seeing you, and if you have any extra time today, do try the honey lavender. It is quite fantastic.
Yotev's just gonna walk out and slam the door.
You go and you go for the door, and it is fully locked with it, and that shimmer goes across. And he goes, "Oh, my apologies." Looks over towards the gold dragonborn and says, "Do you mind dropping that real fast?" And he waves his hand, and the arcane lock drops from the door.
I don't know where anyone in the party is right now, and we're really far away.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the place?
Teas and tinctures, which is down in this section.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like down here.
And where are we at?
Some of you are, some of you are up here. Varnax is over here. Some of you are in here because that's where the shopping is.
We're still at the inn.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, inn versus the armor vault versus shopping versus the little Yotev.
When the door opens again, Yotev is going to slam it.
Mhm.
Open it. Say again. At the gate. And slam the door shut and storm out. Heading straight to the prayer foundry.
Sure. You, it is even still slightly annoying as you go to slam the door, as you hear the door, like, hinges creak, and then all of a sudden, quiet as it hits. Like that slant, you still see it shudder, but there's just no noise again due to the silent spell. And it's just like at every moment something comes to like dampen the thing that you're wanting to do. Just
If
like
there was now 4 of them,
yeah,
I swear to God, if there was not 4 of them.
As you go heading off towards the prayer foundry, eventually you do end up there. We'll keep with you for a moment. You see that Elizabeth is fully taken off. There are people that have been sort of sent throughout the city to go looking, but she is not here at the moment.
I'm gonna grab the nearest person that looks like they've been working with her, that's worked with her. Say,
Sure.
where is Lisbeth? Where is she?
She took off with some people to start searching around the Soot Swallow. Starting in that area, working their way out.
Shit.
Sir, this is a church. We'd really ask for you to not use that kind of language in here.
Right. Apologies.
Fuck, my bad.
And no, knowing that this is a church, but it is like a church of like the Allhammer. Is there anything here that's like that like worshippers or patrons of the Allhammer could like get, or is it just like a place for prayer? Like I'm assuming there's no level of armory here.
There is this whole city is basically a small armory. Small. It's a massive fucking armory.
Yeah.
The Prayer Foundry itself is primarily one of the Allhammer, but there are pockets for all the other approved deities as well. So if you want to go to like a Platinum Dragon, that exists. If you want to go to, God, I forgot what the other approved ones are. Any of the other approved deities, they exist and they're here. The one thing that the main focus is the Allhammer, and in the center there are like offerings that are made. Some are like weaponry, where it's like, this was the first that I ever made, and I'm giving it back so that I can continue to grow from here and become a better smith. There are people who have like put their blueprints down as like, I made this and I'm super proud of it, and if I want to give this out so that the rest of the city can learn from this and grow this technology. There's a lot of that going on, and there are like the guy you talk to is fully wearing like chainmail and has like a heavy crossbow and like a mace. Like he is like armored out. So there are like places here for weapons and armor as well.
Okay. Yeah, no. If there's nothing like, if it's mostly just like blueprints or like simple like machines or inventions that are like more for the common, essentially he's looking for like a fuck ton of like ammunition and like crazy great weapons right now in like a fury.
If that exists here, it is not out and able to be grabbed. It's like,
yeah, I figured as
down
much.
in a vault or something.
Yeah. If that's the case, then from there is like, I'm going to go find her, and he's gonna like leave so fast and storming towards the Soot Swallow Inn.
As you head towards the Soot Swallow, Varnax, you leave the armor vault and start heading that way as well, and those people that had gone to go sell off some items make your way back, and you all basically reconvene here at the Soot Swallow Inn. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning at this point.
So Varnax and I are now like
everybody is now in the
everyone's here?
Yeah.
All right, including Lisbeth, or
Lisbeth is around in this area. If you'd like to have like looked around real fast to collect.
he's looking for her first and foremost.
Yeah, you as you're like going through the streets, you see that she and a couple of other people that she trusts are like walking through the streets, and they're just sort of like doing a comb through this area to see if there's any like evidence of like Vanya in this area, and seeing if she got close to the soot swallow or not.
Okay. Running up to Tanya. He's like panting, kind of, because he's just been running. Call off the search now. I know where they are. You need to have everyone be on guard for you now and immediately.
I don't understand what's going on.
Liz, I went to go see Vince. It wasn't Vince. Someone else had sent me the letter. Someone had disguised himself as Vince to lure me into the back. And they had taken both Tanya and Vince to Shady Creek Run.
She like instantly goes pale and sort of steadies herself on the wall next
Liz,
to her.
stay with me, Liz. You need to get yourself secure and somewhere safe. I do not want them coming after you next. I'm heading there immediately and getting them back.
Well, they can't be that far ahead of it. They can't be that far ahead of us.
I can't.
They could have used a transportation spell or something, but
It sounded like they were teleporting all across.
I can't just sit here with them gone. I can't do that. Okay. I need to get there. I need to find a
Liz,
way.
Liz, Liz.
No. She like fully like takes a step back to get you to stop holding on to her, and she goes, I can't sit here right now. I just got word last night that everything would be fine. I was just told last night that they were both safe, and now they're not again, and it's again this sort of like swallows back, almost like half vomit, puke of just anxiety, and like steadies herself a bit. I can't sit around and wait for this to get fixed. I can't sit around and wait. I need to do something.
Fine. Then would you come with us to go? I'm not letting you go by yourself to Shady Creek Run with these fucking monsters. You either go with me or you stay here. I'm sorry, there is no other option in this.
oh, I'm gonna kill them, ma'am. They're dead. They're gonna die. There will be beheadings. They want to talk about fingers,
Bardax!
entrails all over.
Jesus.
There is another option. The other option is you stay the fuck away. I can.
I'll hear you out.
I will go. I will.
You're a religious woman, correct?
Yes.
Who do you worship?
The Allhammer.
If the Allhammer said, go here, do this, what would you do?
Not go alone, but I could take people with me. The people I trust.
That's fine, but you're telling me to go against the word of my goddess. I'm going to go and kill him and his minions because that's what I have been ordered to do. You can either come with us and get your children out, or you can fuck off.
Liz, they said they wanted me there. They said they wanted me to show up to pay for this debt. And I'm going there to ensure that they are not hurt and that they are fine and that we get them back.
It's because White Claw's afraid of me.
I I know you're terrified for them. I get it. I understand. I thought they were fine too. I was going there to make it right. But if they hurt you too, I don't know. You can't ask me to stay away from this.
You see she swallows hard, but turns on her heels and sort of looks towards one of the people helping, that was helping her search, and says, "Let the Archbishop know that I won't be in town for some time. I need to get some things, and I'm going to be off. Are you able to pick up things that I'm working on while I'm away?" They just sort of nod. Go, "Are you sure about this?" "No. But I have to." She goes and leaves.
Before
The
she
rest of you-
leaves,
Mhm.
before she leaves and goes out the door, Varnex is going to try to fill himself with as much religious fervor, right, as possible, so that she can see there's no. This is not a, oh, we'll discuss it. It is a religious, and she would be able to recognize and know that there's no, oh, waiting later and maybe he'll calm down, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess I'm not conveying it right. I'm
No,
trying to.
Yeah.
As a man of faith, that this is your devotion and your faith.
Yeah, but it's more than that. It's this is a command. It's not a suggestion.
Roll an intimidation. And if you would like to, I think this would be a great, both in flavor and in practice, this would be a great use of voice of authority if you'd like to use that.
Sure. Where is that at? Is that one of my spells? No.
It is a channel divinity.
Let me.
It's a bonus action you grant yourself +5 to intimidation checks for the next 10 minutes.
And so that's going to be an intimidation. Well, I rolled a natural 19 +7 for my charisma.
26.
Plus the 5.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 32.
As you sort of breathe in, there is like a swelling of this energy, and especially considering the last like hour where you've rededicated a shrine, there is like this extra fervor that comes over. As you exhale, there is multicolored flame that pushes out of your nose, the same as that fire, that brazier that burned behind you. And as she looks at you, she sort of, there's a moment of like faltering at the intensity, and she sort of looks at you, nods, and steels herself, and clearly understanding that you're not backing down and choosing to resolve herself to have the same intensity and fervor that you do.
Okay.
At that same time, I think with everything that has happened in the last hour, that symbol that you have around you grows warm, and you feel it shifting under your clothes as you keep it tucked in.
My symbol that you gave me, that's the special one?
Yes.
Okay. That gave me the powers to have the wings?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. And then I'll turn to Yotev. I'm sorry I told your wife to fuck off.
She's my ex-wife.
Okay. Ex-wife, family. You understand. And I'm sorry it's your kids on the line. But I am going to kill him.
Not if I kill him first. But you should know it slipped in my fury that they know your name now.
That's okay.
Okay.
I
They
pissed
didn't
off
know
the
it
green
before.
one. I pissed off the green one today too, so there might be backlash on that.
Yes.
I took his temple. It is not mine. For Tiamat.
We have a common goal
Just-
here.
Just like a whole temple?
Yes. I rededicated it. It now has my symbol.
Like, how big was it?
It's a room.
It was still pretty impressive.
It's not the size, Kenji. It's the spirit. It's what happens there. It's the rituals. It's the ability to be able to pray there.
I have heard different phrasings of that.
Different context.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting how they all come back to the same thing.
So so Elizabeth like stormed off, right? She like went off.
Yeah,
to
she
go
left to
somewhere?
go get her shit and we'll be back. Yeah.
Would her
Um,
shit have been her stuff have been at the prayer foundry, or would they just be at like her home?
Her home is the prayer founder, so it'd be at both.
Okay.
Varnex, I have updated that symbol
I
if you'd
saw
like
that
to take
flash.
Additionally, because we're by the Soot Swallow Inn, Yosef would go back into the Soot Swallow Inn and let Umbric know what's happened and what is happening moving forward.
He goes very quiet because I don't think that he has a very good idea of how to respond to the news of she's been kidnapped. He kind of nods as he listens and goes, I'm incredibly sorry to hear this. You let me know if there's anything that I can do at all, and wish you the best of luck.
I'm not sure what you updated. Because I don't remember. I see the extra 10 feet.
Yes,
It
it's
was
extra 10
30.
feet, and it's now 2 charges per short rest.
See that. Okay. So has the +1 always been there?
Yes.
I haven't even been doing that on spell attacks.
It should already be in there. Your DC is
Yeah.
16, so that's 8
Yeah, but
plus
if I'm not
4.
rolling in there, I've not been adding a +1. I've just been doing it straight. I forgot that it did the +1 to my spells.
But when you're doing the spells and it says this plus, like,
Yeah. I'm just rolling.
Yeah, he's doing physical.
And I've just been adding my spell bonus, not this too.
So
Yeah,
your,
that's-
your spell attack and your spell save DC should reflect it.
correct. So at the top where spells is, you got your +4 modifier, and then spell attack is plus whatever. That plus whatever adds all of those bonuses, including the +1.
When you did that update, it took away all my. I have no spells anymore. It's like I didn't do a rest.
Okay. That is my bad. Oh, because
Oh,
you did
no,
a
okay.
rest on that sheet. Yeah, so I'm looking at the thing. Have you been adding a +8 to your stuff?
If I do a spell
Mhm.
off my charisma, I've only been doing a +4
Jesus.
So you should.
because that
So
was
your-
my charisma bonus.
Yeah, yours. So anytime it's a spell, is 4, which is your charisma, +3, which is your proficiency, +1. So it should be 8.
But most of these don't. There isn't a roll to hit.
Right, it saves, and so that'll be 16 because it's it's 8 base plus charisma, which is 4, proficiency, which is 3, that bumps it to 15, and then plus 1, so 16.
Okay.
That's
So you
what
should be
the
good.
spell attack and save DC numbers are. So if it doesn't have an attack, it goes by.
Oh wait, you know what? I don't roll for these. I do it in. I
Mhm.
do it in D&D Beyond. So it's been added. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
Pretty good.
sidetrack.
No, all good. Just making sure that's correct.
No. Yeah, I was like, oh wait, 40 feet, and then I didn't because it was like once a day. I could only do it once a day, and I thought it was long rest.
It is short rest.
Okay. That's awesome. Thank you.
I believe so. You see, she comes back wearing, like a full suit of armor, with a warhammer on one end, a shield on the other, a holy symbol around her neck, and is sort of kitted out to go and travel alongside you all, backpack on her back and ready to move.
Ma'am, I just want to apologize for being so rude, but you understand.
I think that I do.
I'm not saying I'm going to harm your kids. I want to get your kids back, but I have a job to do.
I'm not sure that I understand what this job is, but as long as it's working towards that goal, then I'm beside you, I suppose.
We'll get
I'll
them
take
back.
My coffee. Take a drink of my coffee.
Nods and moves on. As you all get your stuff together, is there any last minute things that you wish to do here in Hubberduke before shipping up and shipping out?
Do we have rides, right? I know some people have mounts here. But I don't know if everyone has a way of like actually traveling aside from on foot.
I've got an axe beak.
You got Buckbeak.
It's not Buckbeat, it's Bren.
Oh, you
Wow.
renamed him?
No, I didn't rename him. It's the same name.
Oh.
Are you trying to like recanonize the Axebeak's name to a Harry Potter reference?
I thought he named it Buckbeak.
No.
Oh, I think
Is
Varnex has the mount, and then I think Killian and I both have mounts. And I think everyone else was just small enough to ride with us.
Yeah, I have a horse named Eden.
There's
Are there
also,
any
I think, the
sort-
cart. There's the cart with the tent on it as well. So
There's
you
the
guys
cart
don't.
with the tent. One of the horses was pulling the cart with the tent, right? Just out of sheer curiosity. Because we're in Hupperduke, you know, the epicenter of all technological advances within Wildmount. What kind of transportation things exist within Hupperduke? For like rentals or sale.
There's not going to be like a car or anything like that.
Sure.
If that's your question. The stuff here would be relatively the same. But for context, anything that would be more advanced here isn't going to be sticking around here for the betterment of people.
Got you.
This country's actively at war. All that new technology is getting pushed directly to the
Directly
front lines.
to the front line. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I have a question.
I know there was a blueprint of
Uh-huh.
someone making a motorized wagon
Yes.
in the beginning.
It is being worked on, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
mostly being worked on for the purposes of war.
Yeah.
Yes, question?
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't want to like. Mr. Cole is. What is Mr. Cole to this place, to Huberduke? Is he fairly well established?
I would say so. Yes, he's he's effectively become like a landlord to a lot of the people in the city. He owns a lot of property.
Who is answering? Who are you answering as? I'm
Elizabeth.
talking. Okay, I'm talking to you as the DM because I want to have done this earlier, potentially.
Sure.
I would love, because I don't think that it will take effect immediately, but I would like to start planting seeds within Huberduke to unseat Mr. Cole.
I would love to know how you plan to do this.
I think. See, I haven't worked out all the details yet. We could have just gone to kill him. That would have been great. Or at least like undermining his authority so that he like loses like a shit ton of money. If he's a landlord to like a lot of places, is there a way that we can get them to like stop paying? To like start hurting him financially?
I don't know. What's the idea?
I essentially would like to create like a riot or a boycott from the people that he is the landlord to, but like not just like one or two people, but just start causing, like, before we leave, if there's like a way to start causing or spreading unrest amongst them. Like, it doesn't need to be like anything like super immediate or anything that he can kind of quell, but like give some of the people that pay him rent the idea of hope that there's something better, because it feels like when he is in charge, like people aren't really that like happy and they really kind of feel like oppressed, and just give them the hope of that there is something better out there. And I don't know if that's like helping by like subsidizing some of their stuff to like keep it quiet, and that like more money would be like coming soon to like help them from getting out under his thumb, right? Like causing the like. I essentially would like to use hope as an infection amongst his renters. I don't know how exactly to accomplish it yet, but I would have liked to do something along those lines.
I think that may need to be something where you come up with that how, so that I can then turn around and tell you what I need from you as far as like roles or
Okay, cool.
Yeah, or actions.
I would have liked to have done that, and I'm going to figure it out. And if we need to retcon it, I would like to do it, but I would like to have done it or started to do it in the time before we left, and I would have snuck off from the inn, if that's where we were at, to go and start doing that. And I would have taken my nice silver feathered friend with me.
Okay.
I think lastly, before we start to head out, I believe that this was just still in the room. Yotev is going to grab the bench that he took from the old house, and try to fit that into the bag of holding. I know it's probably a little too big to fit in there, but and if not in there, then when the tent eventually gets pitched up, if we use that as like our travel wagon again, he's gonna bring it inside there.
It would definitely need to be something more akin to that, where you use the like put it into the tent, and when if and when the tent comes down, it will be like it gets magically shunted from it.
Okay. That's the only last point of order that I think he'll have.
Okay.
So we can make a big bag of holding that allows us to put bigger objects.
Okay. What are the logistics? I've never
What?
done it.
Doing what now?
To do the find greater soup, like do I have to do anything? I just cast it? I've never used this.
Yeah, it's
It's 10 minutes.
Yep, 10 minutes, no material component. You just take the time to cast it.
And then it's the same as Dad's of like have it forever.
It's summoned forever until it dies, and it just gets a better stat block with this spell.
Then on some my Pegasus. And I already picked out name. I spent the whole session.
So when you
Die, it says it when it drops 0 hit points. Okay. Summon.
right,
Yeah.
Huh.
Really die.
no, it doesn't really die, but
It's like a really big familiar.
Yeah. You want me to post a picture of what it looks like? No.
I mean that and give a description just for stream purposes and all that.
So I am going to go buy our cart. And I'll put the tent for whoever. Does anyone need to use the tent while we're traveling?
Yes, I would like to.
What was the question?
If anyone needed to use the tent.
I can't hear you
Why can't you hear me?
because you're not talking into the mic. You're facing away from the mic.
I'm going to pop up the tent, and then I'm gonna sit next to the tent and summon a Pegasus that I need to find a picture of.
While she's doing that, I'll summon my axe beak.
Just a
Done.
full ass Pegasus.
Mm-hmm.
I have a really dumb idea that I'm hypothetically putting it out there, because we just leveled up and I forgot to switch out my infusions or look through my infusions see if I want to switch any out. If I took Homunculus Servant and turned the wagon into a Homunculus Servant, would it be able to move on its own?
I love the immediate like
The face
fuck.
palm?
Yeah, just like
God
hands in his palm. He's like,
damn it.
motherfucker. This guy's
I
gonna
don't
do
know.
artificer shit. Make me read
'Cause
hundreds of
they
books.
gain a 30. They regain a homunculus servant gains a 20-foot move speed, and a 30-foot fly speed.
What the fuck?
Okay, 20 foot's gonna slow us down because
It would slow us down.
But if it was flying the entire time,
It was flying the entire time.
holy
it
shit!
would keep up. Look at the face. Look at the face you just gave.
I
the
might
beast.
have broke him. I might have broke him again.
Here's the thing.
Because it doesn't
Cat
say
Mercer
what
would never
size
do
the
that. She'd
object.
be
It
like-
just says that the item you
Oh,
infuse serves as the creature's heart, around which the creature's body instantly forms.
Yeah, so this is supposed to be like you take an object and you infuse it, and then a fleshy exterior grows around the object.
God, what the fuck?
No,
what
it could take the
kind of
form
flesh-
of any kind. Some
Brother,
artificers
ew.
prefer mechanical-looking birds, whereas some like winged vials or miniature, like winged
issue-
vials or miniature animated cauldrons.
The issue comes with the fact that a homunculus servant is a tiny creature.
It is a tiny construct. Yes.
It's my size.
Never mind.
Never mind. I don't want a tiny one.
I mean, let's follow this thought process through. Honestly, I like where the disgustingness is going.
Michael,
truly,
thank you so much.
No, thank you for pointing that out as tiny construct.
What'd you say?
Because that's the cheat of making a car in D&D. Otherwise,
I like that.
The cheat of making a car in D&D is to have a horse.
no.
no. But if you think,
More.
yeah, but if you think more fleshy, dude. If you think about it, a homunculus service is truly the embodiment of a modern day car because
My
it has
horses
the-
are made of flesh.
yeah,
you know?
it is. Yeah,
I
but
figure-
you don't have a wagon wheel made of flesh, dude. The bones and
Yeah, they're
everything.
called
like,
legs.
Yeah, but you don't have to make it a human
Or,
flesh because
you know what?
within the description of
Cheat.
the infusion, it says that it doesn't have to be that.
The other cheat would be to use Phantom Steed. Perhaps, mayhaps. The whole spell made for that shit. Jesus
That-
Christ.
None of us know.
Yeah, well, whose fault is that?
My classes.
Cassandra can learn it. It's a ritual spell.
I can learn what?
Let's see.
Can. I can't.
It was just a question of curiosity because I was looking through it and I was like, what's to stop me? And I couldn't quite figure it out. But thank you for the tiny construct. For preventing the most chaotic life
Jesus.
choice.
So anyway, I'm gonna spend 10 minutes and I'm gonna summon a Pegasus.
like-
Um,
the wagon
gonna-
is half fleshy. In the meantime, as
No.
Yotev's trying to create a construct out of it.
If you want to do that, you gotta cast animate object on the wagon.
Oh, true.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. So the Pegasus is black with blue stars all over it, and the constellation along its mane and tail make it look like it's got constellations on its tail and its mane and its wings. And it's just black and blue and pretty and matches me and Desna. And it's a prey Pegasus that I can fly. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna sit on it, and I'm gonna sit with Desna, and I'm gonna fly around. And her name is Ayla. And now I have a Pegasus.
Crazy.
Okay, but have you thought about making it like what Yotev is able to?
That's
No.
crazy.
I could have had a griffin or a Harrington or a dire wolf or a rhinoceros or a saber-toothed tiger. I chose Pegasus.
It being that the homunculus servant is a tiny construct, absolutely throws it out of the window.
Yeah,
Truly
so
incredible.
I'm pretty sure Homunculus Servant is supposed to be like the Artificer version of Find Familiar.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Wait, isn't a homunculus servant what what's his face has in Fantasy High?
Mm-hmm.
What's the name?
Cloaca.
Cloaca. Too good, dude.
Crazy.
I love this for us.
Anyway.
I'll hop in the tent.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna fly above the tent.
You all contemplate performing sins against both God and nature.
I did nothing.
Truly incredible.
And eventually decide, you know what, maybe we do the normal shit. And
The normal shit.
Fucking incredible, man.
God, it's just so bad. All
No,
of you,
dude.
He was like, "Oh my god, am I actually gonna give them a car right now? That's crazy."
all of you collectively get your rides together, and as you do, there is a moment of sort of confusion as to what's going on from Lisbeth, as there's Aiden on a horse off on his own. Killian, or whose horse is pulling the carriage, rather?
Can I do an animal handling check to see if my horse can pull a carriage? Because wasn't it kind of like scared?
Yeah.
I need someone to hear them.
Hey, I'm gonna use a flash of genius to give him a +4 on that. He's within 30 feet of me.
And then I'm also gonna do where is it? Also a past life to pull from that life where I saw myself handling a horse.
Sure.
That is a 6 on the die. So 17 for my roll, and then if he adds a 4, that's 20.
Okay. So with the 21, you get very used to one another at this point. The two of you getting a lot more familiar and relaxed around the concept of like you putting things on the horse and having it allow you to do that kind of thing without fighting against what it is that you're wanting to, like, basically fighting against you in this way. And so you're able to throw this on, and it does not like it as much, but it allows you to like throw this harness on it. And as it goes, after like a good 5-10 minutes of travel, it eventually settles in and is like okay with what's happening and goes along. It does take that amount of time to kind of allow it to get used to the idea of being saddled to this, but does after a while go along with it and seems okay with what's happening. Doesn't seem thrilled still, but it's okay with what's happening. All right. So, your horse is on the carriage, and I assume you're then drawing the carriage. Aiden is off on his horse to the side. Barnax off on an Axebeak to another side. Cassandra on a Pegasus now taking off above all of you. Kenji, where are you at?
What is everybody's movement speed?
90.
60.
Yeah, I think the
don't
axe
know.
beak is
Yeah, what's the axe speed?
axe beak 50.
I don't know why Kenji doesn't like Cassandra, but for some reason, 90 just seems like a high amount.
'Cause she can move 90 feet.
Nah. Just fucking hobbling over here, dude. I will go up to Varnex isn't here, so he can't say no. Oh fuck, he's coming back.
If you want to ride on the Pegasus with me and go zoomies, you can.
Varnex has a whole shield for you to be on it. I'm sure it'd be fine, but you can ask him now.
Yeah, true. So, Kenji's gonna come up to Varnex and ask if do you have room for this trip for me and my friend?
On the shield?
Yeah.
Well, you can carry your friend and I can carry you, so yeah.
Okay. So I will
It's a
I will
given.
Okay. So I will hop up and onto his shield, and then Varnex will see that my friend is a 3-foot tall owlin. He's head to toe adorned with silver gray feathers. The eyes give off an orange yellowish hue, make it almost look like flames are roiling in their depths, and it's accented by the void black vertical slits in the center. He has sleek black wings that are draped over his body, and underneath the wings flow dark blue and brown robes covering their body with silver leggings.
Is this the reincarnation of a mini Persei?
It does look like Versailles, yeah.
Okay.
Like almost identical, but in doll form.
It's a doll?
It is a doll, yeah.
All right.
Not creepy at all.
No.
No.
It's awesome.
He's got a bunch. He's just got a little plushie collection. That's fine.
Just wait until one of you guys die.
No,
I got
he's
a
not
great
allowed
idea.
to carry a Yotep doll.
Joke's on you, I'm already dead.
Does he have a cannon doll?
What? Oh, we should make it.
Does your friend have a name?
Yeah, his name is Persei.
All right. I kind of thought so. So I'm gonna rig on Bren's harness where it goes up around his ears, or around his beak and everything. I'm gonna rig some little straps. Can I see Persei? And I will set Persei on Bren's head.
He's close by, though, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I summoned him.
No. Is he's close by me? I like to have him in arm's reach, just in case.
can
Just
get
in case he's worried.
You can get him. I think he'll have fun. I think he'll be just fine sitting right here on Axebeak's, the Axebeak's head. He's within 3 feet of you, 2 feet,
Okay. I
You can
appreciate
see.
it. Thank you.
and he can see everything.
Perfect. This is wonderful. Thank you.
As Yotep climbs into the wagon and into the tent, he's gonna extend a hand out for Liz to climb up and join that, so she's not the only one on foot.
She fully plants her feet up on it and pulls herself up, ignoring the hand, and sits down next to
I think you
Killian.
need to ask her what she wants her room to look like. Where I manifest the tent.
My room?
Yeah, what kind of, like, if you could have a dream room with anything in the world, what would you want? Your dream oasis.
I'm relatively simple. I don't need anything fancy. If the dream spot, I don't know, be warm, nice view. Honestly, I'd love to see the Menagerie Coast at some point. So maybe it's there. I don't know. I don't like a lot of pomp and circumstance. Something simple is fine.
Saunders, she needs an altar.
Okay. An altar for what?
Moradin?
Okay, well, I didn't know. I don't want to assume who she worships. She
You-
has not told me.
You were sitting there when I asked.
Oh,
Oh, she did tell us.
my bad. Okay. Perfect. So then I will make a very beachy, calm space that is very warm and cozy. That feels very open for her. And then pop in there and show her which door is hers, and explain where everybody else's doors are, and like kitchens are, and all many.
She walks in and just stares for a long time at the weirdness of the tent, and eventually just sort of nods and lets you follow her, like lead her around. And as she's going through, she's just continually having like many mind blown moments as she's seeing all this random stuff for the very first time. And eventually you lead her to the room that she said, and she goes inside and takes a look around. Charlotte turns back towards you and goes, I don't know with what magic you're able to do this, but this is impressive. And a lot, I think. Are we
Well-
free to stay here and we'll travel with you
Yeah.
while we're inside?
My home is your home, for as long as you're with us. So this is mine, and now you have your own little bubble, so you don't have to like be weird and go sleep with Yotev or anything. Or if you want it, that's cool. But like, you don't have
Kind
to
of
like share a
immediately
room with
hits
him.
the
Sandra,
orange
please.
face. She goes,
Like, you have your own little space, so you aren't like, you don't have to feel like you have to be around him if you don't want to be around him, or if you do want to be around him. Like, here's all the places we hang out, but if you don't want to, that's cool. His has a whole workshop where he works on all of his stuff, and it's got all his blueprints and stuff. So he's in there all the time. Like,
you can
Yo, Ted
can
decides to
include-
jump off the cart and lay underneath the wheel of the cart.
Jesus.
include entire workstations.
oh yeah, whatever you like, legitimately, whatever you want.
She kind
Tell
of
me,
looks
and I
at
just
her
have
room.
to know when I make the tent.
She kind of looks around at her room and says, I should have asked for a forge of some kind.
Jesus.
I mean, that's a real easy fix, and I'll just drag her outside.
Oh,
and-
Jesus.
Oh,
and then
while
we
you're
do the
fixing-
tent.
can I get a meditation chamber, please?
Do you want it in your bedroom or in a separate place?
Separate room. I want no lights, nothing. I just want a quiet place to meditate.
Bet.
Quiet place. He's
Any other requests?
wait. Killian has become Aaron Rodgers.
Any other?
How about the really nice fireplace for Calcifer to stay?
That's already in the middle of the
Okay.
the main room. He has his little space in the center of all of it.
Okay. Does he have private?
Calcifer, do you want your own room, or do you want to be in the middle of everybody?
Is there a way that I could like not be stuck in one spot?
Can you move yet?
I mean, he kind of reaches a little hand and is able to pull himself up halfway on
Does
the
he burn the tent, or is the tent like fireproof?
It depends on where on the tent he's holding on to. Like if he grabs something wooden, it will start to char, and if he holds on for too long, it will begin to burn. But if he's holding on to metal, then it's fine.
What if it's
Or stone. Yeah, that's fine.
Then I'll make most of the tent stone for you, but don't burn anything that's fabric. Is that cool? Like, don't get on a couch that's comfy.
Or
cozy,
wood?
Don't get
or
on a
burn the
couch.
wood. We will. I'll
I-
manifest a whole room of wood for you. Is the wood in that room? You can burn all you want, but the room for furniture, the wood for furniture, don't do that. How about that? Is that cool? Then you can go everywhere, but don't go in someone's room without their permission. You have to You have to knock politely and ask to go inside.
I'm a little overwhelmed, but okay.
Oh, there you go. Bam!
Here's the
Then I do
defense,
it.
people.
So it's furniture that needs to be wood will stay wood, but most of it
Yeah.
will be turned to stone so that he doesn't burn something on accident.
Yeah, he kind of rolls more like a fire choo-choo than anything.
Yeah.
Perfect. Excellent. All right, there you go.
And Liz has her forge.
Yeah, I didn't put it in her room though.
Oh,
That's fine.
we
unless she
should have.
wanted it in
we
her room,
shoulda
but
give
I would
Sparky
assume
a
she
warning.
wanted her room to be separate.
Don't go hop in her forge and make it all super hot and fuck up her shit.
I mean, maybe she wants
Actually, yeah,
Like,
depending on the mail,
fire,
that might
right?
actually
Like-
be nice.
I was gonna say that might be a good thing actually.
How hot do you burn? What was your name? Calcifer.
Also,
How hot do you burn? Sort of shrugs. Like, we could do some testing later.
well,
Might be
don't
interesting.
hurt him. He is our friend.
I have no intention of hurting him.
Okay, there you go. Have fun. Think around or don't. And I'll just. I'll go.
This is disconcerting. A cleric who wants a forge.
Yeah, she's a fucking for the Hall Hammer.
She is, in
She-
fact, a forge cleric.
Yeah.
Calcifer cannot go in the library. The library's off limits. They'll burn the whole thing down.
So now I'm seeing the Mandalorian
Like for sure, room off.
armor. This is the way. By the way,
Sure.
that lady's Instagram, the actress that played her Instagram is phenomenal. Sorry. Totally off topic. No D&D.
Off stream.
Plus 14 plus is 22.
Did you see my DM too?
Yeah, you don't have to do anything.
I didn't think so, but I just wanted to clarify.
50? What do you
That
got?
was a
What do
50.
yeah, what do you got going on there, dude? You want to talk about it?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry
cool.
about it.
Yeah. 50 fireballs?
I'm gonna
okay,
worry
cool,
about
cool.
it, but I'm not gonna ask about it.
Yeah, I'm just actually gonna internalize it. I'm gonna internalize it until the next time that we talk. And until
Have
then,
a
I'm.
complete meltdown.
Yeah. My mental state, complete shit right now. But you know what? It's fine. We won't talk about
Happy
it though.
Sunday, everyone. Great
Yeah.
Roll
research.
initiative.
Yeah. Oh no, actually, just roll 50 dexterity saving throws.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got one more flash
Where
flash
did
ability.
you even see him roll stuff?
What?
He took it away.
Yeah,
Oh,
he took it away.
Okay. Okay. No worries, such bullets. Leave our DM alone.
Right. So I would say, what is the? I can either have someone play for her, or I can make her a DMPC and do that on my own. It is up to y'all. If someone wants to control Lisbeth in battle.
I wouldn't mind controlling her, but I also don't mind you controlling her either.
I think
don't
I
think-
vote you do so that you get to play with us on top of playing with.
Caleb joins the
Yeah.
party.
Yeah, Caleb
I
joins the
think
party.
Caleb should, so that if
Yeah.
something were to happen to her, it's none of our fault.
Also Caleb's fault. Caleb
I-
caused the problem.
He's just gonna traumatize me even more.
You should be able to see her in the party.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, being able to
thing
see her
now.
stuff would be fine, but I think that I would prefer you do. All I see is her picture.
Yeah, all I see is her
Okay, that
Well-
looks like either a human or an elf, not an elf.
She's a human.
Or she is.
She's human.
Yeah.
So she's
That's
now-
why that's why the kids look half human, half goblin.
And now I understand why you got divorced.
What?
No, you don't. You don't know
Huh?
anything about how I got divorced.
Huh?
It's because you're a dummy and can't tell when they say
No.
anything and you miss all context
Yeah.
clues.
It's because every time you guys roll, you roll insight or anything, it does not go well.
Absolutely.
Okay,
What's
so-
happened his work, bro? He was trying to just make ends meet and got sucked in it, and she couldn't live like that anymore.
So
No, I would-
Calcifer is in the tent, Yotem is in the tent, Lisbeth is in the tent.
Since you mentioned that, Caleb, can I roll insight to see how she's reacting to being around the party?
Yeah, please do.
Can I do that as well, just as a curiosity?
Oh
Shit.
God! Please
I
roll
know I'm gonna roll
advantage.
bad, but like,
I'd like
You
to
can
know
certainly
too.
try.
I'm gonna
Sure.
go as
I
well.
want to know
Sure.
how it went.
Anyone who wants to,
Specifically-
please roll.
Will
hey!
you make me roll, or is my insight enough?
Go ahead and roll just to see what you get,
Let's
because
see
you've
what I
got
was
crazy
getting.
good insight anyway.
Yeah.
Much
He knows
better
how
there.
friends work. That's the best natural like insight check I've had against anyone in this family. And I know she's just freaking out and just like overwhelmed.
24.
She's alright. According to me, she's alright.
So, Killian with an 8, she is very much overwhelmed, and so the majority of what you're reading off her is just like there's a lot going on, and considering her kids are kidnapped and she's having to deal with whatever the fuck the tent is, it's a lot. Like, it was a lot for you when you dealt with the tent for the first time, and so it's a lot of just like taking things in and trying to get up to speed with the rest of you. That's all you really get. It's more or less the same with Varnex, though you do sense there is like an obvious distance between her and Yotev that she's putting.
Understandable.
The 18 from Yotev, it is very clear that she is trying to remove herself from the association that the rest of the party has of her being your wife or ex-wife even. She is attempting to, like, she's getting on a carriage with a group of people who only know her as the ex-wife, and she seems incredibly uncomfortable by that and is trying to avoid having to be known as the ex-wife or even the mother of the kids who got kidnapped. Like, she does not like being
she's more than that. Yeah.
Yes, she's tired. She does not want to be identified by, like, the bad stuff that's happened to her. She wants to be Lisbeth. The 24 with Kenji, you get all of that. Additionally, there is just a strong level of unease, obviously, from the fact that the kids are missing. Also, obviously, from the fact that she now has to spend more time with Yotev. And you get the sense that she does not hate Yotev. That distance that she's getting is not from a level of hatred. It is a level of lack of trust. You get a feeling of she is tired of being let down and is trying her best to make sure that he cannot let her down again, and is also part of the reason why she could not let him go on his own. Cassandra with a natural 20. The only other thing that I can give at this point from her demeanor is that as far as all of you are concerned, she does not trust a single one of you to get the job done, a lot of which by association to Yotev, but also from the things that she has seen and heard from all of you. There's just a level of like, I don't think these people are taking it seriously, and I don't know if I can trust that this is gonna go the way I need it to. You can tell she's fully in this for her kids, and at the moment that her kids are safe, she's out. There is that is her one and only goal in this.
That's understandable.
When are we doing this, by the way?
Doing what?
When are we figuring this out? When
This
we're
is-
already
this is
riding, or
like-
before we ride?
This is like as you're getting on and getting situated, and she's going around the tent and figuring everything out. It's like in that.
I will. If I'm on Varnex's shield, I'll just ask. I'll tell him I'll be right back. I'll hop off. I'm gonna grab Persai, and I'm gonna go up and tug on her thing, the robe, cleric robe.
Yes.
I get that you're a little uncomfortable around us, and maybe like rightfully so. But I want you to know that every time that it's mattered, Yotev isn't the same person that you remember. Anytime for our group that it's mattered, he's shown up in big and small ways. And I hope that this trip, you get to see that too.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
That's my wingman right there.
It was only a +1, so dirty 20.
She looks down at you and kind of nods and says, "Listen, I understand that you see Yotev in a positive light, and I think that that's good for him, that someone sees him as in that way. It is hard for me to believe or take your word for it, because I don't know that you know what he was like. To say that he is different seems premature. I do hope, however, that while we travel, I can see that you were right. I just don't know yet. Would you kind of take... Go ahead.
Oh, I'm not asking you to change your mind. I appreciate you being open to the possibility. And I mean, I think that is a good first step in seeing what Yotev can really do. And you're right, I don't know exactly what Yotev was like before we met him. And meeting you and your family was really eye-opening, because I didn't have a lot of family or remember them. Maybe. But
Maybe.
But yeah, I appreciate you being open to the possibility, and hopefully he can show up for you, and you can see that change like we have. If you're feeling uncomfortable riding, this makes me feel really safe while I'm riding, and if you want to take it with you, because you're gonna be pretty close, then you could have it if you want, and I will hold up Persai's,
No!
who at the time is facing me, but by the time that it's reached up, its head is actually facing the opposite way, looking at her.
She smiles and nods and says, "I appreciate the offer, but I will be fine riding. I've gone on trips around the countryside before. I appreciate the offer. I apologize. Can you remind me of your name? I've only sort of met you all once, very briefly, and then..."
Oh, yeah, my name is Kenji, and this is my friend Persai.
So, sort of nods. Seems a little. She seems to assume, based off of the insight check you've already rolled, she seems to assume that you're a lot like a child, given the way that you're holding up the doll and acting like it's real. It seems to be like, oh, this must be a younger person. And so she just sort of nods and says, "Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet both of you." She definitely doesn't seem to believe that Persai has any level of like consciousness or personhood as you might, but she doesn't seem to be like talking down to you either. She seems to be like, just like, okay, if this is important to you, that this is a person and your friend, then I will treat it like a person and a friend. Sort of the vibe that you get from her.
I like that about her. Yeah, if you ever want to talk, I am a really good listener. Mostly because I don't move my lips, so I mean I don't talk a lot. So, I'll let you get back to getting ready, and I appreciate your time. And then while I'm walking away, I'll hold up Purse Eyes and be like, I really think we made a really good impression. It was really good. It was a really good first introduction. We're gonna be really good friends.
With that, you all push off. She has stowed herself away in her blacksmith shop. You hear in her forge, you hear the banging of metal as she just sort of works on something to give herself something to do, as opposed to just sitting and waiting to get there. As you take off and you leave Hubberduke for the first time and forever, and make your way towards Shady Creek 1. We will end session there.
Nice.
It's only been a few days.
Let's
Only been a few days.
A few days too long.
Yeah, apparently. Fuckers.
Listen.
I'm going to wear their heads as boots.
Jesus.
Wear
I'm not
their
gonna-
heads as boots.
I'm not gonna lie to
They're gonna
you.
be-
decapitate him.
They're gonna
and
be
then,
ornaments on my feet.
and then
Kenji?
he's gonna decapitate him, and then he's gonna stick his feet into the squishy brain stuff and walk around on it going.
Kenji's
Yeah,
loving it
With
right
their
now.
mouths on the ground, so they're kissing the dirt beneath my feet.
Wild. Truly wild. Kenji, very excited right now. This is gonna be good.
Are these like
He's like, I got a
platform
new
shoes
friend.
now? You'll be taller.
Oh no, about your
He's
description right
cool.
now, Kenji's excited.
Sounds really uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean for them, yes.
All right, all.
Cool. Call it there. Love it.
Yep.
Until not next week. We're not here next week, but are we here the week after? So it's a 2-week break. It's a 1-week break, or a 2-week break.
It is
That's-
a 1-week break currently.
Week after is it?
Oh, pending.
It is a pending future. I don't know. I will
Alright.
tell you as soon as I can.
Yeah,
Right
yeah,
now,
no,
today.
no rush. All right. Well, we'll be back when we be back. Okay, bye.
Bye.
So-
And
I'll
It
just
should only be